This is a production of Darn TV.
Groovin'. We're back. The Dirt Weekly.
Spring is in the air.
The Dirt Weekly is back in studio in the worldwide headquarters studio office. And
can we forget the Masters and just talk racing now?
I don't even know what the Masters is.
They got green jackets.
Do you know what the Masters? They get just the green jackets.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what draws me in. The green jackets. Yeah.
Welcome to a Wednesday night. The old gang is back together.
Yeah.
Craig Heupel on my left, Jordan Boyce on my right, Brandon Beater here in the middle. What a fun we had a car show, took a week and a half off. Now we had practice this last Sunday.
Things over the weekend.
Things are ramping up.
That car show, specifically that Trevor Haas. That guy. I was
that lucky guy?
I was convinced that I was going to be driving that car at practice. I was convinced.
What, did you try to make a deal with somebody, or
no,
did you buy the car?
I bought my raffle tickets, and Slayton already dubbed me the 11C. The 11C, I'm ready to go.
Holy cow. Yeah.
And then, I said,
long line of royalty there.
I need to get a seat. He's like, my dad's got a lot of seats. I'm in this thing.
Nothing holding you up but a good draw. Huh. How many tickets deep were you?
Not many. Not many. So
I was only one ticket deep. I never did hear the winning number. I just heard that
it was right here. It was, where did it go? It's on the ground there.
Oh, okay.
I brought it with from the show just so you could see the winning number, because you're going to be depressed when you see it.
That was a good
look at that
car.
number.
76.
You had ticket 67.
I had the numbers not in the right order, like a lottery ticket. Gosh, that was Bob's number.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah. Well, it just hurts that much worse, because I would have been involved in the 11C plan.
So what we're talking about, if nobody knows, at the Magic City Car and Trade Show that Nodak Speedway put on here in Minot at the fairgrounds, there was a car, a Sport Compact, raffled off. It was $50 a ticket, I believe.
She was a
It was, yep.
And they sold 125 tickets.
Yep.
We did a drawing live on Facebook. For those that don't know, you can go back on Facebook and see the drawing.
I know there's people still looking for tickets after they were all sold, because I sent them over to Smalls, and Smalls said, we're gone. We out.
So there was people, what's going on here?
I think Burke's success right out of the gate is fueling it, because first night out he wins.
Yeah.
He's our track champion. He's traveling the state, doing it like he's...
Yeah.
And 1,000%. The excitement was real, because we just seen the raffle car do what it did last year. So the excitement, everybody was looking for tickets. And, they did a drawing where they drew 10 out. So we had 10 to start with.
I liked how you did that.
We narrowed it. It's not me. Nodak did that.
You had a 10 draw and then a draw out of that?
Yeah, we drew 10 and we announced the 10 finalists. And then from the 10, we put the 10 went back in the bucket, and we drew 3. So we narrowed it from 125 to 10.
To 3? I didn't know
to
this.
3.
And I was there.
And then out of them 3... So we knew the 3 finalists. It was Trevor Haas. I can't remember the other 2.
I think Dallas Rice was
Dallas Rice might have been one of them.
Yep.
I can't remember who the other one was. I'd have to go back and look. But then from them 3, then we had Amelie Eisenshank come over and draw the final one. Donnie Schatz's niece came over and drew the final, which was...
she pulled the Haas car, huh?
She pulled the Haas car.
I'm with you, Craig. I thought the car was great looking. I mean, it almost looked too pretty to be a race car.
Chris knows how to put those together.
Last year's car looked great, but it was a race car. It was race car ready. This year almost looked like it just got the glass pushed out. Huh? Anybody missing a car?
Well, that was the concern. Max has a silver Cobalt that he drives, and when I walked in and seen that thing, I'm like, wait a minute.
Hey, it was a
looking
Chevrolet.
Pretty good.
If it's been a Dodge Neon, I'm like, I don't know, but all the stars were aligning.
And the body was just pristine.
Well, just so you know that this little yellow ticket here has cost me about $1,500. Because my daughter's boyfriend, Norm, is going to be the driver of that compact.
For real?
Oh.
For real. So I had to go buy him a suit.
Tell us more.
I had to go buy him a suit.
Oh,
I had to buy him
I saw you in the suit shop there. Yeah.
So you're saying the
that's
$50
what you were doing.
multiplies rather rapidly.
Just because you get a car,
You didn't win the car, but you're in the car.
Well, just so everybody knows, I mean, you're winning a $5,000 car, but you have another $2,000, if not more, of things that you have to purchase to make that to be able to race. You have to buy a race suit, a helmet, gloves. If you don't have any of that stuff, you have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Trailer. I was stressing on how to get it home. I was like, how am I going to get this? Should I drive this home?
Yeah.
I'm going to drive it.
We could have ran my stock car home and came back and got it for you.
We would have
The
figured
open
it out.
trailer rolling.
We would have figured it out.
We would have figured it out. Yeah.
Honey, your car's outside. The compact's going
First
in the
year I
garage.
raced was with a tow rope all summer long, 1984. Proud of it.
So the car had to go back to Yost. There were some finishing touches, so it wasn't ready for practice.
Well, that would have broke my heart. But even better, tweak it a little bit more,
Yeah.
tune her up.
They had to, I think, change a fuel pump. They said
Okay.
something about changing a fuel pump. Then mount the seat, put the seat belts in.
Oh, it came with a seat.
No, we had to bring it. We had to find. We got a seat. We had a seat sitting there.
Yeah, I thought Chris did a nice job. He takes
Excellent.
takes it to heart, and
kudos to the
his
Nodak
reputation's
Speedway
on the
for
line.
doing it because it brings a lot of excitement
Big time.
Yeah,
leading up to the
I'm
year.
with whichever one you were saying it. I mean, just the excitement from last year's draw and the success of that car and that new driver. Hopefully Norm has as much fun. I mean, it's been fun to follow, so I like it.
So a little information that I got, store chatter. Todd Michelson, he works with us in the liquor store. Mm-hmm. His son, Landon Michelson, bought Ben Burke's hot rod, or Drew's, whoever you want to call it.
Oh,
so Ben Burke's
Ben's not driving this year?
That's what I understand.
Ah.
So Landon has got that thing all painted up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
So the winning raffle car is going to have a new driver in it.
Yep.
Well, the miles of fun just keep
It's
on
yellow.
cooking.
It'll be the 03.
Oh, gotcha.
Well,
Did not know that. I just assumed that Ben Burke was coming back to defend his.
And he may have different wheels.
Yeah.
It's all fresh to me as we speak.
I would think that'd be very hard for Ben to just, lay by his dish, and not race after that season.
It was a great year.
Can you imagine if you were just saying, I'm taking 25 off?
That takes a very grown-up person to do, and I'm just not that.
Yeah, that's. I guess that's somebody maybe comment and give us the heads up on that. I mean,
Yeah. If anybody knows,
I
share.
talked to Ben Burke a few times at the car show, and I guess we never brought it up.
Yeah.
I just assumed, and you know what assuming does? It makes a.
I'm sure Ben
You and me.
had that raffle ticket box loaded going for Trevor's hot rod.
Yeah.
Heck.
I
And
know.
and
I
was
know there
thinking,
were some people right away trying to buy it from Trevor. There was people offering 1,000, 1,500. There was people trying to
Line
get
up,
in
huh?
there, and
1,500.
It was a good-looking ride. I liked it.
so yeah.
76 got it done. Like I say, the numbers were there, but just not in the right order.
And another thing, I was just thinking, can I get a set of Krager's on that Chevy Cobalt?
Get some four-lugger Kragers. God. Yellow Kragers? Yeah. There's two of us here. 1980-something.
It was a great car
Sweet.
show, though. Rundown on the left side of your screen is brought to you by Sebo Motorsports, specializing in high-performance parts and chassis repair. Call Ryan, 701-720-3889. You should have called a long time ago if you're looking to get ready for race season, but he may have some openings. Get a hold of him.
Huh.
They're very well maybe an open hole that you can go put a car in, and he'll get it ready for you, but a little late in the game now. You only have a week and a half.
Yeah.
However,
Countdown's here.
You cruise around on Facebook Marketplace, right? You see a lot of cars on there ready to rock and roll. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would assume that they're ready to rock and roll.
Some
that
of
are
them
for sale.
They
Right.
appear to be. Yeah. I seen some sport modified stuff on
I
there.
think Trenton, 17, I believe, the IMC stock car, Fast Runner. His car is on there.
Austin Doe,
No,
17.
he's out east. And when he comes up here, he's a front runner during the tour.
Oh, Trent Greger.
There you go.
71.
There you go.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Just
Kinda
like that.
this.
Just like that.
His car's on there.
Sam Crowell's checking in. Derby Sam.
Hi, Sam.
I never got to sit down with you at the car show. I always talked about it, but I never got to sit down with Sam and talk Derby stuff. So I apologize for that. I don't know what I ran out of, but there was a lot of interviews that happened.
Yeah,
that
you were
week.
talking to everybody.
Yeah, nonstop. He was busy. Just touch on Sam there for a moment there. Again, we talk about the evolution of the race car over the years, and certainly the Derby cars have had their evolution too. I mean, I stopped and admired what was there, and I mean, they're made to do what they're made to do, and they got them low so they start getting bent in the middle like they used to years ago, and I'm impressed that the engine's all encased in a cradle, so that doesn't get all banged up, and of course the engine evolution has happened there too. I mean, they can run without water and everything else for, I don't know, an hour, I think.
No joke.
Yeah, they got them all loosened up and all that, and they just keep on going. Yeah, I know.
What can we run one without water?
Yeah,
about a half a lap?
I was gonna say maybe a lap, and what's that ticking? Well, you stuck a valve and it's bent, right? So, yeah, we need a little bit of their terminology in the stock car head. I agree, but got Bobcat tires on them and stuff like that. Pretty cool.
If you're out there and you didn't take in the car show and you said, "Well, I don't need to go to the car show. There was nothing to see there. It's always the same old thing." We disagree. It's not always the same old thing.
I guess I'd heard a little bit of that too, and I said, well, I can tell you this: there's a green car in there. They've been in there for 30 years, so unless you're 100 years old, you might not remember that.
And she was glowing. It was clean. Chrome was shining.
I'm nervous when I do that chrome wheel deal because I know you're paying attention.
I do.
And I mean, I've been setting up for that since last year. 4 new tires. I had to have 2 new chromies for the left. I didn't think I was going to get a 4 on my left front, but I did, and it was new, and I'm like, Craig's going to be paying attention, and you were. I had to wheel cover the right side, but, yeah, I passed the test. But, yeah, I'd heard the same thing. Well, the Cruisers and all that have in the same cars. Again, that's not what I saw.
Not at all.
I almost thought I was in a different town state. I mean, it was
another
different
thing
cars.
that they did that I thought was really cool. I took my 18-month granddaughter down there. Her name's Charlie, so the 11C would fit for her too. So, But anyway, they had this Pinewood Derby deal with Legos with the Boy Scouts. You could build a car out of Legos and then race it.
Oh, right there on the spot?
It was crazy fun.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't catch it. I saw the track, but I didn't catch the action. So, you build a car right on the spot and watch it go.
Proud third place finisher.
Well,
out of 4.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't even. I mean, I walked by there a few times. They were handing out chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, it was the size of a paper plate they gave her. I'm like, it's probably not going to go over well with Mom. But
he was over priming us when we were talking Friday night there. I'm like,
trying to give us
this guy.
trying to give us cookies and whatever else. And Julian, the flagman. Julian.
Yeah, that's who it was. Right.
I was trying to get us all fattened up.
Yeah.
You were talking about
Left
a
side
shirt.
weight.
Shirt didn't fit today or
Boy.
something. So
Yeah.
no,
winter.
if you didn't take in the car show, you missed a lot. Them RC cars always draw a big crowd.
Crazy how fast they go.
Oh my Lord! And we were right
They
behind.
are
I was
technical
my
about
table was right 10 feet away from them. So it was a good time all weekend. Got to know one of them things that I don't pursue people for interviews if they don't want to do it. I usually give them, hey, you want to do something? If they say no, only one I pursued was Rob Stenvold. I really wanted to get Rob on there just to talk Dakota Trackside.
Yeah.
Because
Big
Dakota
changes
Trackside
there.
making the move back to Minot.
Big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get him on, but he wouldn't do it, and whatever. We tried a couple times, but the Eisenshank girls were there, Donnie Schatz's nieces, and then Donnie Schatz was there on Sunday, which is pretty cool for him to come back.
He hung out all day. I thought that was awesome.
I don't know if you've seen it. I got to interview Diane Schatz.
I had to look from the side. I couldn't tell who that was. Oh, that's Diane. So, yeah. And again, I haven't followed up and watched the recording yet. But
what a way to give back, though, like you're saying, for Donnie to do that.
Oh, it's
because, where he's at his level right now, he can be like, I ain't going to hang out there. And he does. And that was great.
And it was sincere. I walked by and just said hello to him. And he was in the middle of talking to people. He said hello back. And, this is still where he's from. He knows that, and we appreciate that. And it was all pretty comfortable. Like, say, the nieces are racing, and they look plenty accessible. So.
Yep. They were super cool to talk to, and they wanted to do an interview with their grandma, so I put we put the headsets on, and we did an interview with Grandma.
Yeah,
Actually,
so cool.
went over to their booth. Again, had to get a shirt for the little one, and I thought the gals, they were just a couple gals working the T-shirt stand, right? And then they're talking crates and open motors and chassis. I'm like, oh, you're the girls.
They're the real deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are the real deal.
Yeah, they're the merchandisers, too.
If you didn't watch them, you can go on Spotify or YouTube or even find it on Facebook. It's fun to go back because we didn't talk much racing. We went back because they do racing stuff all the time. So I tried to keep it. We talked racing, but I tried to go other areas too. And they told a story about Layla, who makes cookies and sells them at the truck stop. So if you go to the Petro truck stop and if you get a cookie, them are made by Layla.
Yeah.
In Fargo. Little things like that. And then their mom, Deanne, she makes some sort of candy,
Well, if you've known the family for any reasonable amount of time, it doesn't surprise you because they have that same touch at the truck stop here in town and stuff.
And then they have to, the two girls have to run the concession stand at the go-kart track. That's their job. They have to buy the food, run the stand, sell the food. They do it all. They cook it, sell it, everything. So it's fun to hear that kind of stuff. That they're what I was going into that with is I don't want people out there to think, well, they're spoon-fed. They're just getting everything for free. No, everybody, they're making them work at it.
They're learning some business ropes, and
they did share that Donnie,
cause and
I didn't ask him about this, is running a Chevrolet now.
Yes, that was shared.
On Facebook, it had that.
Yep.
He shared that on Facebook.
That was like, good morning. He's running a Chevy now. Okay, let's talk.
No, it's pretty cool. Pretty fun show. 2 great days. Ton of people down there. I think Nodak Speedway said they had a few more, or a couple hundred more people than they did the year before. So, I mean, pretty good traffic.
I thought Saturday was just flat busy.
Wow, was there a lot of people there?
Flea market, the show, rodeo.
Yep.
And a quilt show, too. So it was a busy place, and you could see the different walks coming in there, but the weather was nice. So I mean, getting outside felt good, and I'm with you guys. I thought the show was good. It was in the big room. It was kind of neat to go back to that. It'd been a while, and it's all under one roof. Nothing hides. You can look around and kind of see what you're looking for.
I know in talking to Smalls that they plan on going back to the other side next year. But I think Smalls would agree. We talked a little bit. The atmosphere in the room we were in was so much better. I don't know why.
It's
brighter.
brighter.
Nothing goes around the corner.
Right.
It seems brighter.
Yeah, it's brighter. Everything was.
Oh, here's what's cool. First, shout out to Wayne Schumacher. I think he got best of show with the Dakota Cruisers.
He did, with the Symbolic.
That was elite. That was a nice car. But so they got that room where you can go upstairs and oversee the whole ongoing thing. That's cool. I don't know if
Yeah, that would be the concessions to
upstairs,
the rodeo,
yep.
But it has glass over on the room we were in. So,
and I could sit there and watch that all day long. I mean, this is the coolest thing ever.
Pretty neat stuff. Pretty neat building. A lot going on. So
yeah, pretty cool show. Travis Tooley checking in. Looks forward to seeing us soon.
Saw pictures of his car on Facebook. It must have been in Mandan at practice. So
yeah, him and Jack's both of the cars.
Oh, okay.
Little man.
Okay, I didn't see most of just Travis's pictures, but yeah. So getting ready.
I put
Not this Friday, but next Friday.
I posted a comment out there, so it says, "What track will you go to first this year?" So people are answering that as they're commenting. Pat Smith said he's going to be in Estevan Motor Speedway. Corey Palm checks in, says it was a great show. Glad he came up.
Yeah, good to see him too. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we got the alert on Facebook today. 10 days to opening night here in
Right.
Nodak. Weird. That's weird.
It's crazy.
Are you ready?
Well, we must be. We've done it before. We're
Yeah.
at practice day. Nothing broke, so I'm going to say I'm close. Close enough. Got some other ambitions I'm trying to get together, but they're not, so.
Team 21 must be Gabe. Looks like a picture. I think we went
No.
through this before. Must be Gabe. Nodak will be his first show.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Gabe
He was down at
and the
practice
show, Friday night watching Marshalltown, and so then all the chatter Saturday at the show was, game one last night. Did you see game one last night?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course he did. You know?
Well, he won. He won.
Yeah, he won a couple.
Where did he won? A stock car one. He's won a sport mod one and a stock car one down south.
Yeah, Clay County or something like that. So,
Yep.
yeah.
The big show was down there with him. I think Tom Berry Jr. was running. And Keenan Glosser was down there too.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. I did
That
see
sport
that.
mod thing. I'm jumping around a lot, but I'm excited. I haven't talked to you guys in a long time.
Yeah.
But-
yeah, you got to check in more often.
How about this? So I see Sladen at the show, and he's with
Yeah.
Carver Ballroot, right?
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Delos, grandson, and he's trying to get a ride. You know, all these slingshot guys are getting a ride, and it's probably pretty easy for Sladen with Steven and what he's got going on, but Carver's looking for a ride. And so where do I get a car? Where do I get a car? Darren Medler? Are you kidding me? I'm getting that hot rod?
They did, yes.
They did.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And you're touching on Sladen there. How exciting is that, huh? They were both able to go to practice day and get their first runs in a full size car, if you will, and it was exciting to watch. So, like you say, touching back on Glasser there, that's where he come from. So
Yep.
Keenan. So yeah, that's how you get up the driveway into the big cars. Is
I don't want to give my
Start on the
fantasy
sling-
stuff away, but my goodness, that Keenan Glosser, he just
yes, they're doing well. They're doing what you do to get better. They're chasing stuff around, and the proverbial "you're only as good as your competition." So if you go find more and maybe get whipped up on a little bit, but you might still learn something, be fast when you come home. And home is plenty fast, as we're learning with the tours. So, right.
But that's what makes racing so cool. I mean, think about that sport compact or sport mod class with all these new entries into it. It's gonna be a tough pick.
Yeah. New faces. Like I say, bouncing around back to practice day. Of course, I was like yourself. I was interested to see how Sladen was going to get around, and I thought he did a great job keeping the car completely under him all the time. Kind of eased up on the speed, eased into the speed, I should say, and just never really got close to hitting the wall or anything crazy like that. I mean, I think he's coming into this with just a real grounded sense of vision on this. So, yeah, full practice day, no scratches on it. We call those good practice days. So,
1,000%.
so
Carver didn't have such luck. I think he went
Yeah.
off the track and kind of dinged it up a little
I
bit.
see the right
So,
side was dinged up a little bit, and I'm not beating him up by any sense, but see those practice days, we haven't been in the car for a long time, and in the case of these two, they'd never been in a full-size car, so all said and done, in the Carver's car, that'll get all fixed up. It'll be there on opening night, so, yeah, again, we're seeing the next group of Keenan Glassers coming up.
And
It's
you
gonna be
got to
fun.
visit with them at the show. That was pretty neat. It would be neat to have a follow-up with them and just say, what'd you think of being in that car?
That's a good point. Yeah, you did have
I
them
think,
both there. So
I think later in the year. I think maybe
Yeah.
sometime we sit down, we bring them in here, and I'll sit down with them, and we'll do like a mid-year review. And
maybe
then we
after
can,
the point season or something going into
Yeah.
4th of July.
And then at the end of the year, maybe I'll bring them in sometime in October, November, and sit them down. And I mean, we could be in trouble, Jordan, if Sladen plays varsity basketball, because I promised him that we're going to come broadcast the varsity basketball
Well-
games. So you can join us if you want, because we're
Yeah.
going to do play-by-play.
We
And
might not have the right terms, but it'll be fun.
we're going to Sladen's going to go over to the corner, and Jordan's going to say he just threw a slider into the corner and shot a three and made it.
Kept it in bounds. Kept it off the wall. Yeah. Oh, God.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. It will be. Yeah, so.
Yeah, maybe some follow-ups, or maybe just one at the end of the year and see how their year went and talk to them. It's hard to get them, Slade. They're talkative when they're off air. Like I was standing there talking to both of them. They're talkative, and then I put the headsets on them, and they were kind of both shy. But it was a good half hour or so.
I say you had somebody sitting down all the time. You're busy, so.
I didn't take many breaks. I took Nodak was doing the general meeting. That's when I took my break. I had a little bit of food and got a drink, and
Yeah, I caught
Brad
it.
Stebleton checking in. He's going to be at Ogilvie this weekend.
Tell him to get over here and do our fantasy with us. He knows his racing.
Yeah.
Becky Medler, Nodak Speedway is going to be her opening night. She'll be running the gate, so that way everybody going on the track will.
We threatened to get her as set down for an interview.
We never even found her, did we?
Day, yeah, and we didn't. So hello, Becky, and got to get you on the hot plate.
Yeah, Mama Medler needs to come on. We need to get the stories about Smalls. I agree.
Those stories.
Those stories, yep. Smalls has stories about everybody else. We need Mom to tell stories on Smalls.
Or Taylor.
Or Taylor. Yeah, maybe we have Mom and Taylor.
Yeah. Speaking of Taylor, Hall of Fame stuff. Her and Katie putting things together. Nice to see young people involved in that. So
great booth for the Hall of Fame. I think 80s and 90s were the years they went.
Yeah. Didn't have the hair metal bands playing, but I was thinking about it. So
speaking of Katie, and you mentioned no inside information for our fantasy, right? So do we have any idea is Katie racing?
I know nothing there either.
Yeah.
See?
We're gonna have to wait till
Insider
on the
trading, I
rundown. We
know.
got to get down to the hot sauce fantasy.
Well, yeah. Just to touch on that, we're starting to circle the wagons in for the fantasy picks here. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Later, we're gonna go over the fantasy rules. I was really, really hoping to have a phone call to where a phone hooked up to my soundboard that we could do a live call with Isaac.
With the coach. With
Coach
the rules.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Coach Hot Sauce.
Yeah.
I failed. I didn't have I threw my cord. I was so frustrated. I threw it
on
all
the
over
floor.
there. Like a little pouty boy. I threw it over on the floor. So,
well, your intentions were good, but like most of my projects, they don't go as planned. So
I'll try to get it set up so next week we have Isaac on the phone.
Isaac's Hot Rod at the show representing for Dick Schultz.
Yeah, and if you're old enough, the color and the scheme was all right.
It was
there.
It looked perfect.
Good on Isaac. I liked it. Yep.
Brand new Rage.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be exciting. Like
Feel
I said,
the rage.
Great
Unleash
tribute
the rage.
And it's
to Grandpa Dick, and nice job.
some chatter hearing on the street too is Walla went back to a Rage.
Yep, that's what we're
I
hearing.
heard that too.
He looked good down in Marshalltown. Yes.
I might have to make a phone call, see if Walla's coming over to Nodak for our fantasy.
That-
I ain't going to tell you guys.
Yeah, see, that's what's going to be sneaky here.
Who got last year?
Not me.
You won. You
No,
got the
not
hot
me.
sauce.
Okay, so
did.
you say no insider trading, but you essentially bullied Steven to come in every night. He never would have.
I didn't know how that was going to end up. It ended up great. I think we're still riding the cloud on that. With that said, we had steak night with him on Monday here a couple nights ago. I was warming him up, but I said I don't know how the snake draw is going to go.
Right.
So, but
That's a key piece. Who's going to come every night?
yeah,
'cause
Now there's some new rules for if you get too many misses.
Yeah,
and all
we'll
that,
go
so
over it later.
Isaac's got some plans there. So.
Yeah, the rundown, we're up. Practice is over. I put that on there because I didn't know what to put on there, but practice is over because we're done with practice.
Brandon's
We're done
he's trying to reel us in.
Well, if we go too far down the fantasy road, then we won't have fantasy for us later.
Right, I'm with you.
I can see the curtains like you can over here. We got lots of daylight left, so.
Have you been here since the revamp? Since the redo?
No.
Yeah. You got to check in more often.
We haven't fully redone it. I think next winter project is to get us moved over there with a green screen behind us.
I remember initially starting over there.
Yep, we started over there and then we moved over here.
Ah. See, I've only known it over here.
Right.
So I need to stop in more often. Earlier.
Changed it up a bit. Yeah, Cody Shope checking in. It feels like he's
There
lost a month. 10 days away scares him.
All right.
Yeah.
There's another
You ain't
fella
kidding.
right there. You tell me he's coming every night. Well, then there's something to think about.
Right.
But
What's the score, Cody? Kyle's coming. Are you coming?
You got. Oh, thanks for the instant. Now we know Kyle Shope's coming every night.
I'm just going off of last year. And he was at practice in Cody's car.
Oh, he wasn't he?
He was in the pink car, yeah. Yeah. He was still working on his, so.
Brian Kettner checking in. Mine out with a stock car and a hobby stock. He has Faith Kettner, his daughter, running
Full time?
running Connor Hansen's hobby stock.
Yeah.
Bought a hobby from Connor.
See, that's fantasy material there. That's important.
Well, I don't know if they're coming full time to Minot, but he's coming down for the opening weekend.
Give us more, Brian.
Give us more.
So is our fantasy just Nodak? It's
Just
not like
just
Just
Nodak,
Nodak.
gotcha.
and it's just the point season. So technically we end June
22nd.
Well, that's my birthday, so I got an advantage there, right?
Oh man, you're gonna have a 20-point bump just because it's your birthday. Well, that's not right. Oh, boy.
40-year vet. That ain't right either.
Well, figuring out who's coming is a bunch of this. So,
Yeah.
just to hit on some light rules that I think are still are established: 2 cars per class per guy.
Yes.
So,
I like that.
We'll get to this later. We're going to break it down later. We're trying to jump ahead on this
Brandon,
SIBO rundown
We'll
here.
let you take control.
do we have farming in there anywhere? Because
we do. Well, the Texas Red upcoming schedule, which I
Okay.
think I screwed up putting it in. They're going to
Okay.
get their old ad again. I will get the new one
Yeah.
fixed. I forgot all about it. But
we had the boss in the house.
we spent an hour that felt like 15 minutes
That's
to
what
him.
he said.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh my God, I'm in
We had-
trouble." He said.
We had Jeff Bieber
The
at
wife
the table.
was ready to leave when I sat down, and it's an hour and 15 minutes later.
He's
See,
the
now
king
you know
now
what
at
happens.
Williston, right?
Jeff Bieber? What do you mean king? Jeff Bieber's just a farmer out by Fairview.
Who's the president out there?
Trevor Bohannon.
Close.
Close.
Jeff, we didn't say that. Craig did. Sorry, Trevor.
We were close. Like it. Love having you back.
I got nothing.
Cody Shope said he would love to come down, just too tough with wife and doing shift work. It's not for lack of want. It's just not possible with dad and 2 little girls.
Yeah.
Making the effort so Kyle and Keenan can be there every night.
Well,
I hear you,
what
friend. I wish you could be. I sure enjoy watching you race. You get around Estevan great, and you get around good here too. You'd be an asset anywhere you go. So I'll appreciate you in Estevan, and I'll hope for you everywhere else.
his influence on Keenan is clear.
Yeah.
Clear. You can see.
Got Kyle going the right way too, and when he gets in a car, he's always going the right way. So I keep telling him
Yep.
throw me some bones. He does, and then I don't pick him up. So
Brian Kettner again. Faith will be running full-time in Estevan and Thunder Mountain. Leah will be running trophy class at Thunder Mountain.
okay.
So he's got another one.
Yeah, he busy. Those of us that keep multiple cars going, as Cody just said,
What?
it's a job.
Does Brian, do you still have the sport mod and the stock car, or are you just down to one car now? What are you running?
Yeah, I'm thinking he had both.
He had
What do I
he
think
had both last year.
Yeah. I'm still
He
imagining.
says stock car, so he has a stock car. He's obviously bringing that to Minot.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I think they call him El Diablo. Isn't that
Oh,
what Trevor
yeah.
Gowan calls him up in Estevan?
Yeah,
El Diablo.
I got on the back of the car. Yeah.
So with practice being over, I got my first race in Saturday night. I was down at the Devil's Lake Speedway.
Right. Tell us more.
Late models on hand, Midwest mods, street stocks, their pure stock class.
Yeah.
Some big names. Tyler Peterson was over there, had probably the most epic Victory Lane interview that I've heard in a long time, which was pretty cool. Called everybody some bad names that decided not to show up just because it was maybe a little
Called
cold.
them out.
Oh, he called
Oh,
everybody
because
out.
it was a little bit cold? Well, it gets
Yep.
cold in the fall, too, when we
I
race
can't,
then. So
I can't actually say what he said.
it was that juicy, huh?
It was juicy.
Well, you can.
I'm not going to say what he said. Did you watch it at all? No?
I did not.
I did not.
There was a race. That's news to me. Devil's Lake already broke ground.
Yep, and going back again this Saturday.
Are you
Oh.
broadcasting that?
Yep.
Oh. So if I go on Darn TV, I can watch that interview.
Yes.
There we go.
And if you have me on Snapchat, you also got to see part of that interview because
Ah.
I recorded it the next day.
Well, I think I got you,
Snapchat's-
but I didn't see anything there
that's
either.
a little.
A little bit too much techie
yeah,
for
Yeah,
you.
Jay
that's-
Van and Smallsy on there all the time. That's about all the Snapchat I got. Jay Van and Smallsy.
No, he
Little
called.
bit of fluff.
Unfortunately, when you start that early, you're thinking you're going to get a good car count, because people are excited to go racing. Unfortunately, 11 late models, 11 Midwest mods. Not the car count maybe he was hoping for, but pretty good racing. The track shaped up. Started out a little dry. It's just like any other track. When we have practice days, what do? We kind of
I'm not sure what you got. So
Well, you get the track hard, and then you start from there. Then you kind of work the track from there. You add a little bit of water, you work it up a little
and
bit.
it's daylight, so
Yep.
that kind of throws it around.
So what they kind of did the same thing. They started with a little bit drier, and then once the sun kind of started going down, the moisture came up, and they added moisture. It turned out to be a really racy racetrack.
I bet that track was hard. Frozen. Very.
It's the first time I've ever went to a race in North Dakota. I've went to races other places in the U.S. The ponds and lakes were frozen on the way there.
Wow.
Going by Devil's Lake, the actual lake, as you go on the east side of Devil's Lake, the city, and you look over to the right, frozen. You look over there,
We're going
frozen.
dirt track racing. It doesn't sound right. Although Saturday was a nice day here.
Yeah, gorgeous day over there, too. I was in a T-shirt for a better part.
It was just cold the night before, apparently, huh? It's still frozen. Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, DL got going. That's cool.
Yep.
We got Easter this weekend, and then it's ramp up and go.
Yep. Hobby Stock came up from Brody Eckert from Grand Forks, came over, and IMCA Hobby Stock raced with their peer stocks and ended up winning.
So,
shout out to IMCA land.
Heck yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah, I just kind of snuck over there.
You say from Grand Forks? Grand Forks got IMCA Hobbies?
No, I think he lives in Grand Forks, I believe, but they go down to Fargo weekly.
Okay.
They have it with Soda Street as well. So they have both, I believe. I have him on Snapchat
Soda Street's
as well.
get around pretty good. So I've went to Devil's Lake with you. Again, a fun little track. They get right on around.
Yep.
Nice
and
viewing.
I think he's
running
running
little steakhouse off to the side.
Running late models weekly. I'm going to hit the first couple shows here because I don't have anything else on the schedule. Once our stuff over here starts, I won't be. I'm hoping to find a crew to cover that, not Darn TV crew, a crew that would come out of Minnesota to cover it. But for now, it's just me going over.
You're waiting until the Wild Wild West gets lit, and then you're hanging here, huh?
Yep. Then I'll we have Nodak starting next Saturday, so not this coming, but the next one. I can't be in D Lake and Nodak, so
Double header to start her off.
Yeah.
Glutton
Some of the thinking there is that with the late models in late June, trying to keep the points night availability high. So,
yes. And it's going to work out good because I don't see in the 10-day forecast the weather getting too chilly.
I'm thinking everything's looking pretty right, too. And if it's as nice as it was on practice day, that will be nice enough. So, yeah. A couple of changes of there. The doubleheader will be 6 o'clock.
Yep.
And then all May will be 7 o'clock.
So April. Change. So we'll roll into opening weekends. We got opening weekends coming. Nothing this weekend other than D Lake. Devil's Lake is Saturday night. And then, so this is Easter weekend. The following weekend, we kick off with Mandan on Friday night. Dakota Speedway kicks their season off with a single show on Friday. Nodak, Saturday, Sunday doubleheader. The 5 main classes running both nights. Hobbies, Sport Mod, Stock Car, A Mod, Compacts.
Yep.
And there was some reconfiguring of the track.
The guys had worked pretty hard on corner 4, some of that front straightaway stuff. They were analyzing it. I only went out twice, so 2 times I was out there, the line wasn't that high. But nonetheless, any effort in is always worthwhile. So
yeah, reshape, added dirt, put the wall up, the concrete barrier, Jersey barrier up.
Some bank up.
Yeah, and tried to build the banking on 4 so that way you can hold it in up high all the way around.
And then pulled the backstretch in because apparently it drifts out after.
Well, the line gets kind of round, so it's not a distinct paper clip. You kind of get the low up high and then back down.
But not enough where you're like throw your notebook away.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to do that. So I was just kind of making sure mine ran for the most part because the car I've had for a while for sure. So, but so I'd only ventured out twice, watched some other guys' stuff around, make sure their motor programs were going good, and they did. So.
Speaking of that, not to dig into your insider trading stuff, but you got a lot of motors rolling out there.
Yeah, well,
in my
sometimes,
head,
yeah.
Well, because
we got a few out there.
Yep.
And everything ran good.
Grinstead.
Yeah, good days.
Cole.
What's that?
Cole.
No, Cole's on a crate right now. So, when the year is young, you never know. So,
shout out to him. Best appearing hot rod.
Yeah, Cole, good looking car, huh? Yeah. And he hasn't wrecked it yet, so things are looking up.
Well, he hasn't been on the track yet.
Well, he was at practice day.
Oh, he was at practice. So. Good looking car that was with him. Slaybaw's car looks pretty good too.
Yeah, Cole Slaybaugh.
That'd be Brock's old rage.
Yeah, Arctic Cat theme with the Z10 on it. So, messing around a little bit of carburetor work on his deal. But yeah, again, relatively new driver, in the
Yep.
sport mod class. Raced last year, now this year again, and he's got the race bug bite. So I think he's living in Jamestown now. I think he's still going to race up here though full time. So that's pretty strong commitment. So
Brian Kettner says he'll be running stock car, but probably not Nodak all summer. And Taylor Heaton says Brody Eckert's car is his old car.
oh, okay,
So the ties, I like following that.
Yeah.
I like following where does a car go, who has it.
yeah,
Well, it's back to Cole. That was Johnny's old car, Lazard.
Yep.
yes,
And I think Sladen's was Matt Lazard.
yeah, be the blue and white one.
That's
Yeah.
where we figure, yeah.
Yeah, the blue and white one. So yes, so right, a paint job changes everything, huh? So
Kyler, he got best of show in the hobbies.
yep,
That's
yeah,
a
did
Changed the
throwback.
color.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Went back to a throwback Alon's car. So
Okay.
From the early 2000s, right?
yeah, I think it was all of 20 years for sure. So yeah, on their Facebook page they had showed the car from 20 years ago and the throwback scheme on the one they had the car show. It was pretty cool. So they pride themselves on being able to paint well, and again it was
It
good
looks
looking.
good.
So yeah, it was all there. So yeah, enjoying the nostalgia throwback. So yeah.
Yeah.
World of paint and a world of wraps. So
Looking at those cars, you just think, you're going to put this on dirt.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Well, mine, like I say, it was hard to make mine not look like it had 40 ton of mud scraped off of it because it has. So, but
Fresh.
if you
fresh
squint, it was
vinyl
okay.
Fresh vinyl paint job.
Your fresh vinyl paint job that covered most of it.
You
So.
are being completely bashful. That is false. Squint, it looked okay. That picture that I sent you,
yeah.
that thing is
Well,
tremendous.
Yeah, but
Well, it
what
was a 20-footer for sure, but I mean, I didn't replace the deck pieces on the inside and all that. So, but
what filter did you have on your camera when you took the picture? Something like
That's straight off the Facebook. I stole that from somebody.
yeah, that's when we were loading them up. Actually, that was the end of the day. So, yeah, I thought it was a pretty good shot. I think Scott had it there. So,
yeah.
uh-huh.
Great photos by Sen Motorsports.
Yeah.
Great job covering. He does a phenomenal job. Scott Lovejoy, I believe.
Yep.
Phenomenal job covering that stuff for the Nodak Speedway. Phenomenal. Second to none.
Had a picture. I was talking with Larry Stubbleton. Larry just had some health challenges, so pretty priceless picture there of him and I catching up. And Larry's a race car enthusiast to the nth degree, like most. And
The Brad Stubbleton connection.
yeah, Brad's uncle.
Yep.
So just good people there, and glad his health scare there got all straightened out, and he'll be ready for a full season of racing. So he's up and moving around, doing good. So.
Anything else on opening weekend? We're only an hour in. I mean, we've only covered two things on
I'd
our
say it's still pretty
on our
sunny
rundown.
outside. So.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
roughly an hour, about 45 minutes.
Uh-huh. Well,
A lot of people checking in, but
yeah.
none lately. I don't know. We're not quite to race season yet. There's not a
The weather doesn't feel like it, so when it says 10 days away, you're like, ooh, you don't get that feel just yet. Although Saturday felt right.
It did.
During practice, I wasn't able to go in, but I was out there.
You did the drive-by out in the parking lot.
Well, my sidekick, my granddaughter, she's a car chick, and we went and played. We went and played on the playground and ate dirt and listened to you guys, and it felt right.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Again, it felt right in the pits. So, considering how cold it was, not all that long ago. So,
Yeah.
it was time to go.
Robin Deshaw wants to know when Williston starts. I
That'll be
believe
band
that
day. That'll be what,
like the 11th or something.
Yeah, that weekend. In fact, it's a doubleheader.
Yep. Williston's doing a bunch of double headers this year.
Yeah. So
Kinda
there'll be a
changing
Friday,
it up.
Saturday. What is that? Like an 11th and 12th? I think so.
Must be May 4th is
Estevan.
Estevan, so it'd be the
So,
11th or 10th and 11th,
10th and
Friday,
11th.
Saturday.
10th, 11th. Right.
They have a practice on April 26th, so
Ah. Uh-huh. Practice and then tear over here.
yep,
Right.
yep. Yeah, 9th and 10th is band day. Did we screw that up?
Friday, Saturday of that weekend. So
Yeah, 9th and 10th. Slato just jumped in. 9th and 10th. Thanks, Slato. He's on the game. He checks in. He says he watches us all the time.
Yeah. I was excited for you, bud. Yeah, you're up against a cushion there, kind of feeling the security of moist dirt and keeping it under you. You're going pretty fast at the end of the day, I thought. So, heck yeah.
I heard nothing. Yeah, I heard great stuff from of Slato out on the track, the young drivers out there getting their feet wet, learning things.
Ellie Ruby was out there smoking around, wide open.
Wow. Yeah.
She's going around the corners fast. I was talking with Katie and Jason there. I'm like, that thing is rocketing through the corners. And, of course, they're teasing that they're telling her she can't lift, and she's taking it literally.
So, Robin,
sometimes you have to lift.
One day, Saturday is band day. So, Saturday the 10th is band day. The 9th, they're going to do a doubleheader. So, they're going to race Friday night. Then Saturday is band day. They're going to race Saturday night.
Yeah. Then we'll come home and race here on Sunday.
Mine out on Sunday.
Which will also be the NOSA Sprint Cars.
I got to check.
No, I'm sorry. That'll be the SVN weekend. Whoops. Weekend before.
No, NOSA Sprint Cars are on May 4th. May
Starting
3rd is
their
May
season
3rd.
Yeah.
here.
I was confusing it with Band Day, though.
Oh,
so.
Jeff Bieber says Wednesday at 7. I think, were we supposed to text him saying we were going to go live? Because he says he can never watch us live. Remember in our interview?
Oh, yeah. He set the alarm.
Well, what? Oh, it might be 7. Is there a time change where you are, Jeff? So is your clock screwed up? I mean, it's 8:50 or 7:59 here. Is it 6:59 there?
For sure there's a time change. There must be.
Oh.
He's like Sydney, Montana?
No, he's actually
Fairview.
He's on the North Dakota. He's like, what did we come up with? Like an eighth of a mile in North Dakota,
mile maybe.
in North Dakota, but he's considered Fairview, Montana. So he's actually a North Dakotan.
I think there's a time change here. You're safe. You're safe.
Yeah, he's on Mountain Time. He said.
Yeah. I think it's the city of Williston is still on Central Time.
Yep.
But I'd say about the Trenton turnoff would probably the time change. So, Well, howdy, pal.
Yeah.
See how fast time goes, Jeff? You sat in the chair.
So what about the politics of racing?
Politics.
Well, we
Which
got
part?
well, the Trump shakeup. Have we ruffled any of the Canadian feathers up there? Are they going to come down? Are they going to let you up there? Are they going to look at you like, they ain't going to let this neon green up here.
Yeah.
You stay down there.
Well, I haven't heard nothing on the racing side, but certainly on the national side, they're lobbing a few balls across the fence. So I haven't heard any border trouble though.
Should somebody go up and try, or should we do like a test run to see if they let us through?
Maybe Cody can chime back in. Tell us if there's any fears of trouble there.
Walla's got the MAGA machine, He's got Trump all over his stuff.
Yeah.
Mod Tour, sorry, fella.
I'm not overselling it, so yeah.
A lot of Canadians were down for practice, though.
Yeah, Ryder was down and stuff, so yeah. I think at the end of the day, I think the traveling, whatever you want to call it, the sightseeing money is important. So
can we just purchase the part where go up around Estevan and come back? Just purchase it from Canada and bring them into North Dakota.
That's the IMCA map, so it should work. got a little jog there that grabs Estevan on the IMCA map. So
Adam Goff waved.
Hi,
did
Adam.
a wavy
Yep.
emoji.
Yeah.
And then Bruce did a wavy emoji almost immediately right afterwards.
So Adam's up at the shop, and I don't think Bruce is. So
which shop is he at? Up at the
he's up at the race car shop. So yep. It's time to get the little odds and ends done. So
should we talk about him?
Let's.
What did you go pick up since we last had a show?
Well, yeah. I had a new car on order, so Chris and Tyson Grinstead and I went down and got it. Went down to Belle Plaine, Minnesota, and drug one home.
Oh, no big deal.
Well, it was a long day of driving. We were out of shape.
What is that like?
I haven't had a new car since 2005, so I can tell you at this point, which is 5 days later, there's a lot of work putting a race car together.
So what do you mean you have to put it together?
Well, you got to put a driveline in it. That's the easy part. But like today and most of last night, I spent trying to get a seat in it comfortably. seat in it was easy. Comfortably, not so easily.
Well, because of the yellow zingers.
Right. Yellow zingers. Yeah. Well, no, the seat kind of fits the yellow zinger problem, but making the seat fit right in the car.
Does it feel a little bit of betrayal because you got the one at the show and she's pretty as a penny and she's been good to you, and now you're looking at something else?
Well, yeah, there could be that conflict.
Yeah.
But it's not that threatening yet. So,
What chassis is it? What style of car?
It's a B&B car.
Is it those new Camaro shapes?
Well, no, going to end up being a square body car. So.
And that's new to you.
It is, yeah, because I've been around Monte Carlo stuff through the 2 cars I've had for the last 10 years. So this will be new. I'm kind of copycatting Adam. Adam got one ordered last fall, so I wanted to be with the cool kids, so I ordered one. So mine's about 2 months behind Adam, and Adam has offered to help me get mine running, which is awesome, and I appreciate it greatly. But with that said, I got to get it running at my house so we can go to his shop and hang a body and set it up. So far,
and
my house isn't producing
10 days.
fast enough.
It's on the track.
Well, in his own words, he's ready for it Thursday night, and that's tomorrow.
Probably shouldn't be doing the Dirt Weekly, I'm guessing.
I kind of got burned out on that seat, but I got her done before I got here. So
you are planning on having that be your horse for the season?
Well, I certainly wanted it to be my Minot car. Was the ultimate plan last fall. So it might not make the first weekend, but as Adam says, it'll be out there soon. So I appreciate that, Adam.
Nice.
And Chris and Tyson.
I was going to say Chris Grinstead waved too.
Oh, hi, Chris. Yeah. Well, I told him I'm going to wear them out, and about 5 days later, we I don't know if we wore each other out, but in his own words, he had to go back to work and get rested up.
So this is a brand new Boyce machined engine in there.
Yep. The drive line's in it. I don't have a carburetor on it. I don't have a fuel pump on it, but it's black with green bolt-ons. Imagine that.
Bolt-ons.
The rear end, the front suspension, and all that. So it's gloss black. The frame.
The whole. Okay, so is it going to be the traditional?
Yeah. We'll still make the body green. So.
But what he's saying is, when you look underneath it, you're going to see a black frame, but then everything that bolts onto it that can be powder coated was.
They call it the bolt-on. So like the rear end and all that is fluorescent green. So there's no hiding the secrets.
The lower
shiny.
control arms on the front. When you look under the front, you're going to see green lower control arms.
They look pretty cool. It's too clean to race. I did a little welding on it though, making the brackets, so I broke it in.
That's got to just be tingly.
I tell you what, I enjoy the cars that I have, of course, but my interest in this is just every year. Scott Fuchs always referred to as wrench creep. There's just faster ways to make things or whatever, or this, this. And the craftsmanship on this is just, again, the cars I have are fine, but the craftsmanship on this is just crazy nice. They've gotten to a point now where they can cut things out and stuff like that. I mean, they can almost Lego toy them together, kind of reference to what you're talking there, and then weld them together. I mean, they've gotten so efficient at how they can build things, and over the years, you just figure out ways to make things easier and more user-friendly, if you will, and it's impressive. Just the safety side of it. We've talked in the past about if a car ever got up on its side and you hit it in the roof. This thing's got 3 bars in the roof. 1 is required. This has 3. Again, it's just when you get old, you want to know what you got on your side.
Makes it a little tougher to get the seat in, though.
Well, I thought it was going to have to come through the passenger's side. I was able to get it through the driver's side. I got a LaJoy, so I had to puzzle it through there. But nonetheless, and window bars. I think you got to have 3 is the rule. This has got 10. It's from
one side to the other.
The other's got an Earnhardt bar in it. I mean, I'm not saying I want to roll the thing over, but if you're going to roll something over, this would be the right one. So
with all that extra tubing, does that make it heavier?
They got a minimum weight of 2950, so just going by Adam's program there, it's still adding leads. So I'm going to say that safety has just been provided at a free price in my emotions. So So every once in a while you see a stock car take off and get cartwheeling and all that, and you never know when it might be you. So,
Congratulations, and good for you.
Well, it's it needs some. It needs quite a few hours of something yet, but we're going the right way. It's springtime.
So Adams is the very same model.
Yeah. He's about 2 months newer than mine. So,
Adam
they'll be
had
twins.
his at practice day.
And Adam had his at practice day. Yep.
Sharp looking car.
Yeah, red, white, and blue, and looking good. And he said it felt great. So he assured me I'm going to enjoy it. And of course, it's got 2 soft springs in it for me. But he says he's going to change me. So I'm just going to put on tear-offs and enjoy the ride. So
And they got a
that's
taste.
the plan, so.
Adam got a taste of the B&B stuff last year driving Brock's car at the end of the year. So Brock has a 21, so it's a 3 or 20, whatever, 3 or 4 years older, but kind of got that taste.
Yeah, it's still pretty much the same car. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But Adam sure enjoyed it from talking to him. He sure enjoyed that B&B, so that's what the route they went with the next one.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I want to be like the cool kids, so sign me up.
You're signed up.
Yeah. Whew. Again, putting a car together from a brand new is all those little things you don't think of. Yeah, they're not there. You got to find them, make them, put them on.
Well, you look
drill,
at
weld.
NASCAR, the teams that win are multi-car teams because they got all that more information, communication. So it's great that you have that feedback from others.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to try to get out of the deal is, again, everyone knows I'm not a chassis expert. I just gas them up and go type of deal. So I would imagine Adam will try a few things on me, and I'll tell him if it's better or worse. I won't know what he did, but I'll let him know if it's better or worse. So he's politely not told me yet to just shut up and drive, but that's what we're working towards. So, and I know that. So, and I will. I just want to make sure they run good. So.
I like that program, though. Just shut up and
Just
drive.
shut up
That's
and drive.
when I get the 5 car, I just shut up and drive.
Shut up and drive. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be the best part of camping. What are we doing today? I'm not telling you. Great. What heat am I in?
So is the tour thinking about that at all then?
Well, it's yeah. I don't want to black flag it yet, but I mean it's just so demanding. It's just so demanding. But
Your 2 favorites, well, I shouldn't say favorites, but Nodak probably maybe rolling over to Canada.
yeah. We'll see. You got to see where Boyce Plumbing that time of the year too. That's a pivotal area time of the year for that. So we'll see where that is. But I'm not going to say never. But again, it's just so dang demanding. So we'll see how much fun Adam and I are having. So in that order, if we're having fun, you never know. He can carry 2 cars. He's threatened before. So, what heat am I in?
So now you got 3 cars.
Yeah, technically. Well, 1 running. The second one I thought would be running, but yeah, spring got in the way. So, and then this B&B car, which ain't a long ways out. But again, I spent way too much time on the seat. But that's the way it goes.
That IMC stock car class is growing.
Yeah,
I
there's
saw
quite a few
Mark
cars
Galls
in there.
down there. He's got his own at the car show.
Yeah.
Of course, Sean's
got his.
looked invincible in Mandan during the tour.
Yeah. There's some good runners. There's some new runners too. So, yeah, it'll be busy.
It's fun to see that stock car class down in Mandan because it did kind of open up, Mark Dahl, Sean Strand, maybe a few more that Marlon Seidler that's doing the double duty thing that the Wissota Street didn't entice them because you're going to the quick steer, not quick steer.
Yeah.
You
Some
know.
of those things you pointed out in the past, that's real. So, I like the stock rear suspension car because it can take a rough track and it ain't rough. So we're a Panhard bar, J bar modified type of deal. People get mad that tracks are rough. Well, they certainly aren't dead smooth, but it's magnified by that third link in the car.
Are both the Grinsteads in the IMC stock car?
Just Brenner right now. Tyson's still in a IMC hobby stock. So
See, there's another communicating partner for you.
yeah. He's right in the middle of this tribe too. So he's in a jet car, but they're still all in the same frame.
His car presented pretty good.
It did. He was excited. He hadn't drove it yet, of course, and
Did he got best appearing?
he got best appearing at a car show. Yeah, great looking car. And of course, he was nervous and jerky going into practice day, but I mean, right out of the chute, kind of like Slayton's deal. I mean, it was just under him the whole day, and he enjoyed it. The quick steer and stuff like that. It was just fun to hear him just elaborate about it because he's it does this, it does wheelies. So they do. You throw them in and you'd shared that even last year, James. I whipped it in there and up the front end come. What's it doing? That's stock car stuff.
Felt like I was going to tip over backwards,
and then I had a little bit of that. So
and then I come in and I go, man, it rolled over. I felt like I was going to tip over, and Brock goes, dude, you had the front wheel off like an inch.
It felt like 3 feet. Oh, you'll know when it's 3 feet. You can't see where you're going. So, yeah, it is pretty sensational. So, yeah, no, they both were enjoying it. I thought Tyson had a great presentation right out of the gate too. So, Adam had his hands in there, putting some setups in there and stuff like that. I think he was pretty satisfied with it. So, yeah, again, it was a good practice day for our little group there, if you will. Nothing broke or too banged up. So
great foresight by the Nodak board, moving it from Sunday to Saturday. That'd been a
great decision.
Yes.
Good on them. They saw the forecast. They instantly reacted. Didn't step on Mandan. Shortened it up a little bit. I don't know if anybody did do both. One was enough for me, but nonetheless, you're right. Good on them because otherwise we'd have missed it. It would probably turned into a practice day before the race night that they've done in the past, which isn't the end of the world, but I liked it way more the way it was. Time to reflect and make sure, if you did have problems, you got some time to fix it. So
then give everybody Easter weekend off.
Yeah.
We're already to Easter break.
The lull before
one practice. We got to take a week off. It's too much.
Are we sure we're ready for this? Well, you're gonna find out for sure. Yep.
I heard nothing but good news, or good from the practice day. Everybody that I talked to said the track was good. It was, they were able to move around. There was a sprint car there that was.
Yeah, Todd was there, had a sprint car zipping around, and it was zipping around. Sprint cars do. So.
And they went out and farmed the track up. Their new machine is working well.
Yeah, their heavy hitch deal. They were excited to try that out. I think they had 3 track prep sessions throughout the day. So. Mm-hmm.
There's really nobody who can complain about Nodak this year. I mean, they got the sprints. They're going to have the late models. Yeah. They're starting early. They're staying late. October.
Yeah, 9th through the 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope the weatherman's working with them. But, you're right. They got the Legend Nationals there at the end. I mean, it's an aggressive schedule. Good on them. Uh-huh.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, if you wait all summer for racing, they've got a schedule and a half, and the surrounding tracks got you covered. We've got about 4 tracks around this area that work together, and
you can see it in their schedules.
You can, yeah, and there's only a couple that can do it all. So it's an Ironman schedule, and that's the presentation.
You guys keep flirting with Watford City, going to that indoor racing. Mm-hmm. And it gets followers. So it seems weird that all the guys on the tour, we have outdoor tracks, but never do any indoor stuff. And then Watford, it goes indoor, but doesn't do outdoor stuff.
With that said, they've talked that they'd like to get an outside deal going.
We've heard talks that they want a track outside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any other info because all we did was hear what they wanted. They said they wanted to bring the big cars and have an outdoor track, but they don't have any plans yet. They don't have anything,
Nothing's materialized other than they're interested in it.
Right.
How far is Williston from Watford? 50 miles?
45 miles.
Because I think they were talking a Scoria Rock track.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
Boy, that'd wear out some tires.
Craig's
being cute.
Jenny thinks she might need a dome for a little bit because it's not going to be warm enough for her.
Yeah.
You know how cold she gets in the middle of summer sometimes.
Man, yeah. Jenny, it's 80 out. You don't need 3 sweatshirts. Right. Well, I do.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
From tank top and shorts when it's 80 to sweatshirt, 2 jackets, and sweatpants when it's 76.
Right. Uh-huh.
It's okay. I still love you. But maybe we can get Watford talked into this dome deal. And just they were talking about building
Yeah.
a new building too.
Yeah.
Maybe the new building could just
Yeah.
have the dome. It could just house the racetrack.
Or pull us back, because I heard you talking about that the building that we were in for the show, that was big enough to race in.
I think it is. It's not big enough for our big cars.
The Magic Room.
The Magic Room,
Oh.
that's big enough. That is plenty big to do a Watford show in.
Do a Watford deal.
That room
completely.
that I was talking about that overlooks it
Yeah.
all, you could sell that as a penthouse suite.
Oh, can you
Yeah.
imagine?
You're
I
not
can
wrong.
imagine, and I like it.
That would be a great place for a track. Oh, yeah, that room's big enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It'd be a half mile compared to Watford City.
Yeah.
Watford was quarter mile, but this would be a half mile in scale.
But
Yeah.
I think that room that's in the back, that arena too, is bigger.
Think
Or it's
so,
clo-
huh?
I think it's longer.
I haven't been back there for so long. I'm kind of losing grip on what it
We
looks
should have
like.
walked back there. I was
Yeah.
going to walk back there and check it out because I
Yeah.
think they had a function going on in that room too. We could have walked in and
That was
just kinda checked it.
the quilt extravaganza going on back there.
I haven't been back there for a while. I gotta get a mental picture on that again. So
But that Magic Place room we're in, it is big enough.
it is big.
That's
it
a
looked
good room.
really big at 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday. It wasn't too bad come Saturday, but yeah, that is big. Tall ceiling.
Yeah. Well, we don't really have anybody yet, but Fear the Rear making moves. I mean, we got practices in. Anybody making moves in your world yet?
For crying out loud. Jordan just drove halfway across the country, got a brand new car, rebuilding it. All the guys that are hopping classes, making moves. Well, Grinstead, that's a big move. He
That is
could
a
have
big
said, "I'm cool with hobbies," because he was very competitive there.
Yeah.
And now jumping a class, Carver, Sladen, taking that on.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's making moves.
That is making moves. Yes. Yeah, that actually is. Yeah, I mean, it just happened so gently before my eyes that, yeah. But, yeah, that is making moves.
I think the Fear the Rear team themselves, Fear the Rear Racing on
they're all
on
traveling
YouTube,
around and-
traveling around. Gabe DeShaw picking up 2 feature wins down in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
That's making moves. I'm on board with your guys's.
Still utilizing practice day to figure out some other stuff there. And
Had the
Bo and I
new
did
car
a little
there.
talking. Yeah, they're chasing some setup stuff there, trying some different carburetor stuff.
Although
And,
the Fear the Rear Racing team and the Slade and Pfeiffer YouTube channels, I need more content. I went on to the Fear the Rear, and I need some new stuff I haven't seen.
Is Slado doing a YouTube?
He's got YouTube. I mean, I learned how to clean
does, huh?
a slingshot carburetor. He took his dad's mod apart and showed me how to wash it. I watched that stuff.
I didn't know that.
And my wife says, you watch
Let's get signed
the
up on
craziest stuff.
on Sladen's,
I do.
on Sladen's maintenance page. I could learn something.
We're gonna have to get on that page. I'll have
I
to get
didn't
on
know
that.
about
Sladen followers.
Wow. Send me the link, Sladen.
Where can we fit Sladen's? Where can Sladen's face or YouTube page fit in our? I'll extend that down a little
Yeah.
bit. We'll create another item on our rundown, so that way we
Heck
can
yeah. We better check in.
You got a GoPro lined up for that new hot rod?
Not that I'm aware
That
of.
is crazy. You know, from someone who's never raced before, the look inside those cars,
Yeah.
it's wild.
And they're pretty accurate, the ones I see. That's
They're
pretty
not
much how it looks.
and they're not smooth. You know, you think it looks pretty rattly, and
yeah, well, they are. Yeah, they're tingy and
you ever taken a rock to the head?
oh, you ever see my helmet? yeah. That's why I was kind of complimenting the number of bars. Somebody must have ate a big rock because they got lots of bars on these things. So, yeah, it looked like I've been beat on with a welding pick. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been hit in the face. I thought for sure when I opened up my eyes they were going to be bleeding, but nope.
nothing.
Yeah, some guys have had a rock come through their shield. That's, get the splinter of the plexiglass and all that coming in. Some guys had broken helmets from stuff.
I can't
Getting
remember
them
what
some.
track I was at, but I got dinged one time. It made me. I had to catch myself.
Right. I've had a few of those too. Not so much in these body cars, but the modifieds.
Stenvold's
really weld
making
some stuff.
moves, taking on that business. I mean, think
Yeah.
about why would you want to do that?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Giving
he's got
back.
bullet transmission running
Yep.
that enterprise and then taking that on.
Yeah. That's
Not
big.
to mention the racing.
Got Taylor Racing and stuff. Yeah. You're right. Kind of like getting a new car. Wow. Well, 2 months ago it would have made more sense, but here we are.
Rob Stenvold memory, the number 12 car.
Yep.
Remember it being brown, kind of tan. Yeah, it was brown, and just dominating the heat race. We may have talked about this before. Coming out of turn 4, checkers, and that car, I think the wheel broke, something rolled.
Rollin' Rob. That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube. That video.
Was that when he was in a hobby stock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fast.
Yeah.
Fast. And it just seeing the checkers, and there you go. I remember that. Every time I think of him, I remember that.
No good deed goes unpunished, huh? Oofta. Yeah.
Yeah, Rob kind of taking a step back, letting the boys do it. So that's where I want to get. I like my 5 nights a year and just step back and let somebody else race. Max and Brody and Brock. And
Such a way to enjoy a nice short North Dakota summer.
it is.
Without the pain and suffering. Right.
It is. I agree. Go up to Estevan, park in my spot next to Jordan, and unload a car maybe to race. I don't know what car is going to be on the trailer or who's going to be racing it, but park next to Jordan. And
Yeah, shout out to everybody. Make sure you got your licenses all lined up. You're going to need that Friday, Saturday of next week.
yes,
Might be too late to get it through the mail. Maybe not. I'll call Virginia, see what you can find out.
Did you get yours ordered?
Yep, in my pocket.
Oh, you already got it in your hand.
I've been deadly since the end of February.
Oh,
So I haven't went anywhere, but I've been ready, so license-wise.
Jeff Barta checking in. Haven't seen you yet this year, Jeff.
I thought maybe I'd see him on Saturday, but it must still be too cold here.
Yeah, he's still down in Georgia. I seen they were doing some camping and different things down there. So
Not working his way back yet.
So do you have your own pit stall?
In
well,
Minot?
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you have to pay for your specific spot that you want to be?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes.
I was just reading that all the things that you had to have in place for practice. Because, again, I was planning on being there with the 11C. And I was just like,
You're
what?
wondering where you're going to park.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. Where were we going to park you? That could have got tricky. Because the additional parking wasn't open on practice day. So,
right.
So you'd have probably had to go down and park in the Joe and Dalton area. Yeah.
And then what the trouble is coming into opening weekend, there's an auction sale that uses that parking lot. So they can't actually put the fence up until Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. They got to get all that stuff out of there because there's an auction out in that parking lot. There's always
before that extra gets opened up.
Right. So it's always the nuances. So like people will drive by or people will say, well, why? You know, they're doing it. Let's say they do it Saturday morning, you know, and they try to recruit some people. Why are you waiting until last minute to do this? You know, people are out there, they're critics. They're sitting there going, the stupid board, they're waiting until last minute. What the heck? Well, no, there's a reason. There's a reason for everything.
Can't get in there yet.
Well, the Fair Board and the NODAC Board must be working together because normally Motor Magic, we end early September. And if they're keeping the races going till mid-October, normally they're moving boats in and storage stuff into the grandstand, and
That's true.
they have to push that off a month.
Yeah, that's measurable at that time of the year. You're right. Yeah. No, I small as you said, I mean, their relationship with the
It's
North
tight.
Dakota State Fair is very good, and they know the importance of that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Dilly Bar says, hey, boys.
hey, Dilly Bar.
We didn't even get DBI and NBI on there.
I know they were
We
in
were
the
gonna
house
get
too. They were in the house, but they kind of got away when it was time for the rope job. So,
We got to visit DBI's new house and garage and
yeah.
Dylan Barnhart's in
Washburn.
Washburn.
You Washburn, yeah. They're getting a new house. Actually, I haven't seen Craig for a while. They're getting married in October.
The same weekend as the Legend deal here in Minot.
that Saturday night. So,
Congrats. Marrying into a
lots
racer.
going on. Dilly, any updates on the house? Got her getting closer yet?
Well, what's his racing program looking like?
He's got an A-mod yet, so
Got two of them.
yeah,
Didn't have a
Technically, he
motor
has
in
two
one of them, but he has two of them.
Yeah, he's got two of them. Right, Dilly, give us the rundown. I'm going to say he's going to mess around a little bit with an A-mod, so we didn't really ask him. We were teasing about other stuff more important, getting in trouble with IMCA.
What that letter's doing on the wall, what that meant. How did it get there?
He's been fried on that pretty hard in the the last 2 weeks. But
Well, it's like almost the
Yeah.
10-year anniversary.
yeah, that's what Smallsy was saying. I can't believe it. Yeah, it is 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the 10-year anniversary. My goodness,
Time flies when you're having
Yeah.
fun.
it's just some parts of the movie you just never forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We had the officials meeting. We've already talked about that on the show,
we
haven't we?
touched on that going into the
Car
show.
show.
There, so
Yep.
this is going to kind of be our last little lull because now, again, I know you keep pulling me back, but fantasy picks next Wednesday. That's the plan.
Next Wednesday,
Next
we're going to make
Wednesday,
the fantasy picks.
Well, if we're rolling on Sunday, we got to have them picked by Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Wednesday night, we're
Yeah.
gonna have lock in our fantasy. We can Texas Red upcoming schedule. I'm gonna play the old one. Texas
Two
Red.
guys or two gals, each class, right?
Yep, we're gonna come to that here in a second.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
We're bailing. We bailed on that. Sorry, Jeff. I still haven't figured out why the it's just not showing up on the screen right. I put it in there and it's just not. Who knows?
Not me.
I blame Jorn.
I got nothing.
Jorn sat in
I
front of the
got
computer
nothing.
for 30 seconds and it got scared.
Yeah. Well, just from the side here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas
Nothing goes as planned.
Texas Red upcoming schedule. Thanks Beavers for giving the spot or supporting us
For supporting us, yeah.
on the show here. Thanks Jeff for sitting down with us for an hour at the show and but upcoming schedule we got Devil's Lake Racing on Easter weekend this Saturday night, night 2.
That'd be the only thing going on this weekend.
Yep, only thing this weekend. They might be racing down south somewhere, but only thing this weekend is
Beyond our bubble.
And then the following weekend, we're a week and a half away from Nodak or Mandan and Nodak openers. So
Yeah.
we've kind of already touched on that, but
Yeah. SON will follow the following weekend and
so
Williston the
Mandan's
following weekend.
Friday.
yep, Mandan's Friday, Nodak Saturday, Sunday.
6
And then
o'clock.
then the following weekend, it's going to be Mandan Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, they've got
double.
their doubleheader, but it'll also be Estevan's opener on Saturday.
Yep.
So that'd be where I'm going. And
Heading
then Minot
north.
back here.
Yep. Then back here for the NOSA sprint. So big opening 2 weeks. I mean, if you're not excited yet, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a stout schedule. It's impressive.
That
Nothing
it is.
breaks.
Now we're to hot sauce. And this is where I wanted to
Hot
call
sauce.
Isaac. I wanted to
Yeah.
have the phone hooked up so we could give Isaac a ring.
Oh, it's the hot sauce fantasy.
It's hot sauce
Yeah.
fantasy.
It's
We've
his
kind of
idea,
tossed
so-
around some different things. You know, the hot sauce topic, the hot sauce this. We landed last year on the fantasy deal. Was it
Yeah.
last summer we kind of landed on the hot sauce fantasy? You didn't get to partake in it.
Yeah.
Well, you're in it this year.
I'm in it. I'm
Yeah.
ready.
You're in it this year because we're going to slide this chair over and we're going to fit another chair right here and we're going 4 people next week.
Yeah.
The last time I saw hot sauce in action, the Mod Tour, Dickinson, Big Wreck, him
Yep.
and Marcus,
Yeah.
with Justin O'Brien in the crowd.
The chassis builder.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the last time he was in his car. And he just got that all put back together now. Well, replaced. But he did drive Eric's a little bit there
Yep.
last year.
Yeah,
so-
he drove Eric Laudenschlager's car at the end of last year. So
That's right.
Yeah.
And was
Got around pretty
correction, yeah. Yes. So where's that car?
Eric Laudenschlager's car?
Yeah, that car.
that one
Because
to,
Katie drove that
good.
too.
Levi. Wold.
Yeah, Levi
Yeah.
Wald got it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Levi Wald got it.
Amod?
Yep.
Yep. Because he went to Arizona with it.
Yep.
So, hot sauce. So
trying to-
last year we did 3 people with
Three
3
people per class.
Per class. This
Yep.
year it's going to be 4 of us, 2 people per class.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So there was 9 total drivers, and last year, if your driver didn't show up, you just got a 0.
That's
That's
big.
a big hole.
It
That's
is.
It's a big hole.
Yeah.
After this opening weekend, you could be in a big hole. If
Well,
You know,
so we want to keep it we want to keep it more fluid.
So this
no
year-
runaway trains.
for example, Dylan, his newlywed bride says, "You ain't going racing this weekend."
Yeah.
You know?
And you pick Dylan. Yeah. You're like, I lost you 2 days. I was expecting you both. Good point.
She needs to know.
She knows.
So this
FBI
year,
knows.
next Wednesday, what you're going to have, I mean, we're building it up, but we're actually committing, and I sent you guys a text on Sunday, didn't I, about the show tonight? You were probably blown
I'm half
away.
nervous I'm missing something. So, yeah. I'm getting old,
So
I'm
we're
starting to think I'm missing things.
we are already committing to 7 o'clock next Wednesday
Yeah.
to the Hot Sauce Fantasy Draft, and I don't even know.
And you know how the Dirt Weekly goes. That's a biggie. 7
that-
o'clock, 7 days out. Whoa.
Random days, random times. This
Not
is an
next
actual.
Not that these drivers care about our fantasy, but if they could just say, "Hey, I plan on being there.
Well, that's
I'm
the insider trading.
I'm committing to the season."
Yes,
Yep.
we want to know.
Because so maybe you got last year's champion, could possibly be enticing to take number one. But if they don't show up, then it's not a good pick. Versus if you get a fifth place finisher that's there every week.
We'll help you out the best we can on people that are jumping classes, moving stuff around, because we don't want you to pick I'm just going to use a Brenner Grinstead in a hobby stock, even though he went to stock car. We're going to help you out with that. Hopefully,
we'll
we
say,
can,
well, Brenner's not in a hobby anymore, so we won't let you shoot yourself in the foot.
right.
But that's about all you're going to get. Because the stakes are high.
But if you've seen the trophy last year,
Taking Tony Marsh.
if you've seen the
What
hot
class?
sauce trophy,
Yeah.
the bottle of hot sauce with a custom label that was a hot sauce fantasy, it was pretty legit.
Oh. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it.
So this year, we added a fourth. We're bringing you in, so it's going to be Smalls, yourself, myself, and Jorn. We are going to pick 2 drivers in each class. So you're going to get your 2. And then he added compacts in here. So it's mod, stock cars, sport mods, hobbies, and compacts.
Jordan's the champ.
Look at that. It sits right with his Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get that on there?
That's not just a setup.
I probably could. We showed it last year. I mean,
yeah. I'm just showing you what the prize is. No.
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah. As you alluded to earlier, it changed Steven's racing schedule. I said if I get him here the first night, not only the first night, but he wins, I'm like, he's mine. He can't stay home now.
The truth is,
We're
though,
still
there was
riding on that.
200 acres that did get planted because of you.
Well, Karen and Ollie were covering it. They were covering it. Everything
Brandon's
cashed
looking at me.
in
Are you
good.
serious?
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
could be true. So with the big change for this year is, so last year there was 3 drivers per class. There was 3 of us, so we picked 9 drivers in each class. This year will be 4 people, 2 drivers, so we're actually only picking 8.
Well, we had 12 because there's 4 classes.
I was just saying 9 per class.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So-
I'm sorry. Yeah, 9 per
Yeah,
class.
9
Yep.
per class.
Yeah.
So you were kind of digging pretty deep when you got to that third, and you're still going to be digging pretty deep when you get to the end. Whoever gets that last pick and that last, you're going to be.
Yeah.
Robert Hellebust, he drove 3 different cars last year.
And still only raced half the season. Right. Yeah, who had him again? Swansea, I think.
I think I had him.
Did you? Well, you picked family, and they didn't do well for you.
Not doing it again. Nope. No family.
I bring it up because you already said that ain't going to matter this year.
So the change in the point structure last year, if somebody didn't show up, you had 0 points.
Yeah.
So this year, this is all from Isaac. Isaac texted us the rules. I'm rolling it off. I wish
he texted Brandon the rules.
No, you were in there.
What, am
It's
I?
in our group. Jordan, Smallsy, and Isaac, you're in the group.
I got to double check that.
I think marital status is probably the most important information.
It gets
Single, I want them.
interesting.
They're going to be there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you got to play that card too. It gets a little emotional. So.
So if you're
dang.
this year for the change for 2025, if you have a driver that does not show up, you're
Yeah,
gonna
you're right,
get
I did
last place points. So you're still gonna get provisional
Oh,
points.
fair.
Yeah. That will help immensely.
Right.
Those things that little runaway.
So you'll still get last place points. So in instance, if there's 20 cars there, you start with 40 down to 20, you're going to get 20 points for 20. You'll get last place points. That's going to help keep it a little closer because, out of my team, I think I only had a few drivers show up each week. I was 300 points or behind you at one point in time.
Yeah, it kind of got over with before it got going. It was not looking good 3-4 nights in. So
What's Walla doing?
Well, see,
Better make a phone call.
You got a week. Use it wisely.
Are there any Mandan? Quentin Kinsley, he dominated Motor Magic. What's he doing? These guys are the Mandan boys coming up. I call them what did I call them? The Mandan bullies. The Bismarck bullies is what I call them over Motor Magic because they swept us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are they weekly? That's the throw. Yeah. You got to do your research there. So
you got to make a phone call. Are you coming? Or a Facebook message. Hey, I'm involved in this super high stakes fantasy, and I need to know if you're coming to mine.
Yeah, it is. Right. I didn't know what I was doing last year. It was the best thing I had going on. Now I'm all nervous and jerky. Like,
what's going on in that Sport Compact class?
Because that's another change.
That's an ad.
He added the Sport Compacts as a regular,
Last year they were a tiebreaker. They didn't really count. They count this year.
But this year,
have your players figured out.
This year, there's a challenge round that's going to act as the tiebreaker. The late model challenge round where the four of us each pick a driver at the World of Outlaw late model event.
So even though we're done on the 22nd, we still have to have our late model picks in.
So that's a whole class that I know nothing about. You and Sladen were talking about that race, that class, and he knew it. He was like, "Oh, that guy's in this class." I'm like,
Yeah. Well, you might have to get some coaching.
you better get with Larry McFall and get Dirt Vision going. Get the Dirt Vision.
Yeah, right now, if it ain't IMCA, I don't do it.
Well, get the Dirt Vision.
Yeah.
Get on there, get the Fast Pass or whatever they call that thing so you can watch some late models, World of Outlaw late models.
We need to know how many Lucas and Outlaws are going to crisscross to get here.
15,000 to win, right?
Yep.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rumors of Ricky being here?
Well, there's hopes.
There's hopes, because he's got a big enough break. But
because there's two different series. Well, there's more than two, but there's two big series that run across the country: Lucas Oil Late Model Series, and then the World of Outlaw Late Model Series.
It'd be cool if Kyle Larson showed up.
I don't believe we're going to get him on a Sunday. I'm guessing they're racing NASCAR somewhere.
Well, I like your thinking.
I do like your thinking, but there's a hope that some of them Lucas Oil guys, they're on like a 2-week break at that time, so we're hoping that some of them come up and follow it, Ricky being one of them.
Quick interrupt. Was Donnie going to be at that?
Donnie is not, but Donnie's nieces are.
Nieces are, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Donnie's nieces are going to be at the NOSA show and the late model
show.
They're going to follow all 4 nights.
Do you have a Dirt Weekly Facebook page? You should have one.
The Dirt Weekly Facebook page?
Yeah.
We're on there.
Yeah. We're live.
We're live right now on the Dirt Weekly.
On the Facebook. Okay, cool. Because then people can give some feedback on that.
We're live right now on the Facebook page.
What Craig is saying, he wants to have that little thing that you had set up for Smallsy and I, so he can read.
Well, nobody's really.
Brandon's always reading what's coming in. We're just getting slingshotted here. Ting ting ting. So
Slato
Sean Strand, are you coming to Minot?
We need to know that.
They might not be watching. Though.
He's been a track champ. Well, that's why you put their name in, and you could put all these names.
It alerts them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not very good at that.
I'd like to have Marky up here too, But the whole year. That's
the struggle.
So
you're gonna have to do some
like
deep
Travis
thinking.
Tooley, he committed. Yeah. He committed all the way from Dickinson, coming up here, and I believe he hit many nights.
Right.
I think he lives in Mandan.
I think it's Bismarck Mandan area. Yeah, but nonetheless, see the Sunday night's a toughie because Monday morning's Monday morning. So
tell that to Hank Berry.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying it's been done, but yeah, right.
I wouldn't pick Hank Berry. I think he sold his car to Bruce King.
Yeah, Bruce got one of them. I know there was 2 of them for sale, so yeah. But there was a time, like Florey's, they didn't miss. Monday morning was still Monday morning.
So let's talk about that. Dalton Florey. Mm-hmm. I believe, whose car did he get? Did he get Walla's? car from last year?
Performer.
I think
That's
it's
what I just heard over the
Walla's car from last year.
weekend. Yeah, the
Dalton.
Performer.
Yeah.
And then Jason's going to get a Rage.
Yep, Jason already has the Rage.
The
He's already
Rage.
raced.
That's
raced
what he's
it.
raced.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So back to
Yeah.
this fantasy, Hot Sauce Fantasy, Dirt Draft. He called it Dirt Draft, but so we have the 2 cars in every class. There's 4 of us. So we have to draft these somehow in
So
an order.
We're going to have. Okay, yeah.
We're going to have to get in an order to draft these, and it's the snake draft, which was completely new to us sitting at the table last year, was the snake draft.
Yeah.
How
Right.
Isaac, this is Isaac, this is not Brandon. You seen the text.
He's the commish.
He's the commissioner.
I like
Isaac
it.
is the commissioner.
Yeah.
So Isaac
What
sent
heat
the,
am I in?
Yep. Isaac sent the rules, and it's going to go. He had to fit you in to the order. So how it's going to go is whoever got last year is going to pick first.
I need to snuggle up to Lindsey Lawson big time this week because he's got insider information.
Do you know who finished last year? Who gets to pick first?
You.
Yes.
Yep.
So when you suck, you get a high draft pick. It's kind of like the NFL.
But I wasn't even in it. It's
Kind of like the invert lineup.
So I get
started in the front
second,
row.
second pick.
You're going to get third pick behind Smalls, but you get to a pick.
Yeah, I get new guide. I get new guide even. I got all 3 of you ahead of me. I don't even get to pick till 4th.
So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. Brandon, Smalls, Craig, Jorn, and 4. So then with a snake draft,
So we come down one end, and
So
then we
go back. So then Jorn's going to get 5.
I get 4 and 5.
He gets 4, 5 back to back.
Smalls is getting presidential treatment in front of me.
You're getting
Well-
new guy treatment in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're number 1.
But you're new guy. New guys behind new guys in the back. So, yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I get 4th and 5th pick. That's oh boy, that's gonna
Yeah,
be
but
a
you
tough
got a
hill.
brand new drivetrain, brand new chassis.
But you guys are going to pick all 3 of them first.
So you can pick. There's no requirement. You don't have to start with hobbies. You don't have to start with sport. You pick
Oh.
any class, any driver. We're.
Oh,
So
we're not
like-
going to do it class by class?
No, last year we didn't.
So it isn't like I'm picking all my picks on my 3rd pick. I only get 1 pick, and then so I like that.
So
Well,
I can pick. I
As
can
the
pick,
4th picker, I like it a lot.
Well, that's the whole. So I
Yeah.
can pick.
Because you'd have nothing. You'd have
I'd
nothing.
get the 4th pick on every class.
So technically, then, if Jordan's picking 4th, he could pick one of the track champions still at 4th. But if you, me, and Smalls all pick all 4 classes, he's got nothing.
So in a
that's what I
scenario,
was thinking.
in a scenario,
Oh,
I
I'm all warmed up again. I know what heat I'm in.
I could we'll put the scenario. I'm going to pick Gabe Deshaw in a sport mod, and then Smalls picks, let's call it Gabe Deshaw in a stock car. You're left, so then you're picking 3rd. So you would make your choice of, let's say you go with Steven Pfeiffer in a mod because you're trying to block him.
And-
Well, he can still go with Kyler Saturn or Caden Appelt in a hobby.
Yep.
So then at 5, when he goes back to 5, he can grab whichever other one that he
Yeah.
wanted. He can bang. The
commish rules are good.
Yeah.
They're good rules.
I like it. Okay. Yeah.
That makes it fair.
Yeah.
That makes the drafting fair.
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise-
we're not going class by class.
Brandon
Okay.
could just take the top 4 champions with his first pick and say, "Oh, I'll just take."
Because for like,
Yeah.
I'm just using me as an example. I'm in the same boat as Jorn because when I pick 1, I don't pick again till 8, but then I pick again 9.
And I get to go back to back in the middle.
So and then I get to go back to back. You guys are right in the middle, so you got it's.
Yeah.
I think it's the best way.
And well, and again, there's some last place points even instead of a 0.
Right. Right.
So,
How does the commish feel about mid-draft trades?
well, kind of threw that out there. Like, what happens if you got a dud?
Yep.
So I thought there was some provisions for that.
Well, we were kind
After
of
3 races or something like that.
we didn't
when
really put
not
it
in
in
writing.
yet. It's not in writing.
Yeah, that might change in 7
But
days.
you're talking
Not
about like a
much.
trade. Like you don't want the number 6 pick. You're or the
Or if he's got somebody that I really want, I'll say, "Well, man, I'm going to give you an additional pick."
Oh,
so he
you want to trade a Steven Pfeiffer for 2 picks? I see what you're saying.
I don't know how that'll work.
I'm just
Because somebody's going to end up with an extra driver and somebody's going to end up with one less. So
Yeah.
I don't think any pick trading
Yeah.
will go on.
Yeah.
Now,
That was an interesting twist.
if you wanted to slide $100 bill across the table for his number 5 pick or
For a
something,
fumble?
Jordan, I'll take your 5 pick. You take this $100 bill. And
I'll
you
take Kenny Wallace. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh.
this is gonna be fun.
So, those
It's
of you
good.
that are listening, if you're going to race the whole year, throw your hat in the ring.
That's what
here.
I'm looking for.
Throw your hat in the ring here so we know it, because we will grill you accordingly all summer long.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
We need to know. The biggest problem is we need to know.
Yeah. And if you're not sure if you want to race or not, and you say you are, again, we're going to make fun of you all summer.
So here's the conversation
Or maybe-
in Bull
or maybe
Bells
not, but-
right now. Slane's like, Dad, we're going every week.
Yeah. I know. Jordan told me Monday because we just got together 3 days ago now. Yeah.
Dusty
we didn't
Lo-
say
Dusty
that.
Lawson-
We just nod.
Dusty Lawson just hopped on. Is that corner 4 with Craig? It's been a while.
Corner 4 with Craig. I like it. Well said. Heck yeah.
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 Are you
And-
excited for this fantasy deal?
I am, and we've kind of made reference to all of the best of show. I believe Dusty got best of show with his hot rod down there too.
Appreciated
Yep.
Dusty having his sprint car down there. That was cool. Wingless. Mm-hmm. Fun
Raceland.
catching up with him and Mom and Dad Jerry. Yep. Yeah, Raceland had her legend car down there.
Oh,
Looking good?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Travis Tooley. Sounds like we need a kickback to come every night. LOL.
Oh no, we're lobbying now. This is big politics.
So how much does a tire cost, Travis? A tire costs about $160.
Yeah, I heard they're going up May 1st.
Can I afford? So the fantasy pays exactly $0.
Yeah.
How much do I want to invest into this?
20 tires. Bragging rights are high. Great question, Travis.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bo is saying, but Bodie Shaw is saying Mikey V is driving a stock car all year.
Well, see, now that's something.
Okay, well, he's driving Chris's car on practice day, I heard.
Oh, boy.
Teuchers. Yeah. So I don't know what that means. Well, it means he's driving something. According to Bo.
How are we going to do this? Because that's the fun part. You don't know. We drafted
Yeah.
last year without knowing.
Chris was just down somewhere racing.
He was down in Boone. He got his car fixed,
But
and
he's
then he went
loving
and
the
raced Boone.
stock car.
I don't.
He's been running this stock car.
Bo's laughing, so I think he's screwing.
Yeah.
He's messing with us.
I don't know, Mike. He was in Chris's car, so there might be a little traction there. Not sure. Oofda.
I don't know.
I need a modified.
What's
Stock car
Smalls
class
doing
getting
down
too
on the
busy.
track tonight? What's going on down there?
Working on equipment, I believe. They were working on the tractor and the cultivator. They wanted to do some painting. Well, the weather's nice. I know it's supposed to get a little rainy maybe
Yeah,
tomorrow.
sound like rainy, cool for a couple of days. Hot.
I know they have to finish the turn 4 wall that goes out. They didn't get the Kent fence all the way up, so they got to put that in. And there's a
Get a tire on the end of the wall there.
Yep, and I know there was some talk. There's a culvert down in turn 2 on the backside. We kind of talked about that a little bit because it's kind of just wide open to the world. And if somebody hit it, I mean, it's been there for 15 plus years, maybe even more. But it's kind of one of them things you look at it and you go, ooh. Then you go, wow, we got to visit that. And then you never get back to visiting
Yeah.
it. But,
Then it's October again.
yeah. But add some more culvert on there, fill that in so that way there's no
I think Chad Strachan's got a brand new car. He should be running all year. Last year it was just forever waiting
At
for that
practice
motor.
day, so yeah.
You know who has the real insight here of the locals? The damn grocery store guy.
You would think. Yeah.
Everybody has to go find Craig when they go to
Yeah.
Marketplace.
Yeah. I go after he goes home. He never sees me, so
I see Scott Jern in there quite a bit.
I think your day must end about 5 because I show up about 8:30 or 9:30.
I'm 6:15. That's why this 6 o'clock start doesn't work for me.
Right.
7
well,
o'clock is
it's just
ideal.
one weekend. You'll be back on schedule, so that would be good.
Do you work 7 days a week?
No.
Not on purpose.
Had Saturday off. Got a call at 3 in the morning Saturday, no power. Store completely black.
Huh. What was that?
High-speed chase drove into something by Denny's.
Oh, no joke.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Our whole, the 4 corners, we were out. And in the grocery store, that's a crisis.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Refrigeration is
Yes.
not refrigerating. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Karen Pfeiffer says, yay, Craig's back.
Ah, yeah.
He has a standing invite. We can be a 4-man crew all year
Yeah.
long. There's a standing invite. We will scoot over and make this 4 people.
The problem is we always want to touch 1 in the morning, and then
Well,
we go late.
No, we're more of a 10 group now.
The producer is going to start capping this stuff at about 2 hours. That seems to be the magic window of people wanting to pay attention that long, and about 2 hours.
Brock wants 4 because he drives to Fargo all the time, but yeah. Maybe 3. 2's a good goal, but
Two's a goal. 3,
three's
4
probably the
on
number.
the nights it gets
You
out of
never know.
hand, and
I think this fantasy deal could go a little long, maybe. What time it was? Well, it's not so sunny out anymore, so.
yeah.
What time? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. now,
One
so
of my
we're at 2
favorite
hours.
nights when we're doing the show. And Jordan really watches the weather, but it's banging. It's storming. Remember that night
Yep,
we were here?
yep.
Yeah.
And Jordan says, are we okay? Are we okay?
Yeah, speaking of power going out, I think it was flashing that night, or I don't know. There's something going on.
So Travis Tooley said, I will tell you now. Oh. Pardon me, but Robin Deshaw, what's Craig's last name? Here, I'll do this. Here you go, Robin. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Here it comes. Here it comes. Boom.
Complete with spellings.
Boom. Craig Heupel is his last name. We got him back. There he is. Look at I did that and I didn't even put it up on the screen.
Huh.
I also came up with this cool
You'd think
one.
you could have made that phone deal work.
Look at look at this.
What?
Boom. If we would have got Isaac, we'd have had him on the phone. Isaac Sandro.
Yeah.
But I didn't
That
get the
part
phone.
didn't work.
I didn't get the phone to work, so we got to take that one off.
That's 7 days.
Do you see what I put in? Like, there was actually some production value into this tonight.
There was. I witnessed that.
Well, the rules.
10 minutes, I saw it.
I'm most impressed with his fantasy rules.
That's Isaac's, though. That's
Yeah.
his. And I was hoping, like I said, I wanted to get him on here so
Yeah.
we could talk to him.
Because a couple of those, wild card ideas you had, he would have snuffed them out or whatever.
So Travis Tooley said, I will tell you now he's going to miss the 26th because he has no help, but he will be here on the 27th, and he might miss a night or 2 in June.
See, that's the stuff we need to
That-
know
that ain't
because
bad. That ain't
because
bad.
we could line up help. I mean, if we're right in the chase,
Yeah,
we're like,
well,
hey, honey, you're going to go do whatever
Yeah.
Travis Tooley needs you to do.
I was
Yeah.
doing it last year. I just look at Steven and just nod.
Karen's
You
in the
get
combine.
nod-backs.
Get Karen in the
Yeah,
combine.
Karen was in the combine last year. Yeah, we had to bring it home. Yeah. Yeah, and Mom. Yeah. They're covering. Everything was going the right direction.
So that information there.
Yeah.
What is Travis's occupation?
Yeah, Travis,
He's at the
thank you for
power
that.
plant, I think. He said shut down at the plant, at our
Yeah.
plant. I don't know where.
Well, Marcus is entertaining that, too. It's like a 42-day deal or something like that. I think Marcus is still in that. So, yeah. Well, like I say, he said he's not going to make 26, but he'll make 27th, a couple of days in June. Again, that's still good stuff there. So
That's still appealing, especially with the new
Yeah.
20-point rule or the
Yeah.
new
Yeah,
last
you're
place
not-
point rule.
You're not a zero for missing, so all right.
We still get you still get a little bit.
I got
Anybody else out there, throw your hats in here, because
a season pass for the McLean County Speedway this year.
did you?
Every night.
Again, a good time. Modifieds, County Fair, and Cole County.
And you got a band going on during that county fair I took in last year. And it was,
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Karen Pfeiffer. I've never worked in a power plant, but I can cover that if need be.
see?
Pulling in the right direction.
See?
That's the key.
This fantasy thing's a big deal.
You'll find out it is a big deal.
It is. Last year, people
It
were
absorbs
excited.
your weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're sitting there watching your drivers, and I got one that didn't want to work on his race car, and I got another one that didn't want to show up because he didn't. Whatever.
Smallsy was blackballing his team.
Yep.
So on that Facebook page, we could share photos because I got a thought in my head about Karen. Stephen won the championship. We were at the banquet, and
Yeah.
we recreated a picture, Karen, Stephen's car, and my wife, because I took this picture of them during a state fair race that Stephen won, probably one of my favorite races that he ever raced, because it was a really aggressive one to get to the front, weaving in. Anyway, it only took, I think, 20 years to recreate that picture, and it was a fun moment for me at the banquet doing that.
That was a
Well,
fun
I can make you
banquet.
an admin on the page, and you can share away.
I mean, yeah.
Dangerous.
Because honestly, this
Dangerous.
page does nothing other than
This.
this.
Or we can just text them to you, too, these
Whatever. I don't have a problem making an admin.
Keep
'cause
it interesting.
I'm the only one that's an admin on the page, so
Yeah.
it's not because this is all the page does.
Yeah.
It needs a little input.
But the fantasy, back in the day when Nodak did the pick 3, that made the racing so much more
Yeah.
fun. That was a lot harder than a person thinks. You had to pick the winner for the 3
That was
classes.
on the board then. That was tough. I mean,
I think Stu did it one night. I remember.
yeah, I think I remember.
How did they do that? Like, did you pick them and then you had to turn them in before the races?
Yes.
Yep.
And I loved it. I never did win it.
Yeah, you're right. I think Stu did win it, but it got won very little. It was tougher than I think it was only 3 classes at the time.
Yeah, it was called the pick 3. And I don't even remember what those classes
three
were.
Classes. Yeah, hobbies, Dakotas, and Wasotas, probably. So, right before.
So we
stock
don't
race.
have one of the things at Nodak that I noticed, and I don't know how it was back then, but we have a very late arriving crowd. Like I have noticed through my years of doing what I do there, they show up like it's a race that start at 7. There's a pile of people that show up at 6:55, and by the time they get up there, it's 7:15, 20ish. They miss the first few heat races. We have a super late. Like I remember being in the infield looking up, and you're like,
Uh-oh.
where the heck is everybody? Then all of a sudden the heat races start going, and you're busy, you're doing whatever, and then you look up for the mod heats, and you go, whoa, everybody's here.
I never paid attention to that, but
Just pay attention next
Yeah.
time.
I like to catch the heats because I want to see who's got it going on. You can see some. If you're placing bets later in the night, you need the heat race to see what's cooking. So,
Yeah. Maybe in the future we can add an elimination style to this, to where what is that where you pick, like in the NASCAR deal, you have to pick one driver every week, and once you pick them once, you can't pick them again.
well, that gives everybody fair grilling time.
I know what you're talking about.
You know, I don't know
Yeah.
what it's called, but Mason, Aaron, yes, I will be there in Devil's Lake. I believe I will be.
Kind of like your ringer pick for that week.
Yep.
It's not
Mason
called
going
a
to
ringer.
Devil's Lake too.
I don't know. Are you going to Devil's Lake, Mason, or not? We're just seeing if I'm going, or I don't know what I believe I will be. The plan is to go, unless I can find the Minnesota crew to go over there and cover it. Because I'd kind of much
Yeah.
rather stick around here. I got a race car to finish that's out in that garage. So
Yeah, it needs some stickers on it.
I think them were printed. I got the phone call from Adam today that they
Oh.
were working on the printing part of them, or overlay part, because
White and green or white and pink?
pink.
Pink.
Because we were going to go pink chrome like he did last year, like we had last year. But he said didn't quite have enough chrome, so he's getting some pink, sounds like some glitter. Pink glitter.
Sounds good to me. Gold poles too, or what do we got?
I don't know. Maybe it was
I didn't say brass on purpose. So. Right.
the glitter mobile.
Yeah, glitter.
So what's the beater camp looking like? I see the hot rod in the garage.
Yeah, that would technically be Max's.
That'll be the white and pink one.
That'll be Max's hobby stock. It'll be white and pink. And then Brody has one. Brody has a hobby stock. It's
He was
purple.
at practice day, number
Yep.
19.
Purple 19. It's white car with purple lettering. So Max and Brody's are going to look a lot the same. Max is going to be all white with. I differentiated them a little bit. Brock and I both had the same idea. We wanted print and sticks. You know, I don't want the full wraps or whatever. So Max is pink, Brody's purple, but I put a black nose piece and tail piece on Max's, so you'll be able to tell, that the black front is Max and the white front is Brody.
Ah,
So
I noticed that it had a black front end on it.
there's
so
a
I wondered what that
different.
meant.
So you not only the stickers, and obviously Max is 47 and Brody's 19, but sometimes at a quick glance you might get them confused. So I was trying to differentiate a little bit.
And you?
I don't have anything.
That's false.
I did not do anything this winter that I wanted to do or that I
But
said.
you bought something.
It's right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wanted to put another one together, and I'll be real with you. It's one of the things. Winter got away. I
Yeah.
said, well, I'll work on it next
They're
week.
long
Or I'll
and
get
cold, but they're not long and cold enough.
So
I didn't put
could you
it-
make a cameo one night?
We still have Max's Sport Mod. It's still sitting there, race ready from Max last year. I didn't feel like Max put the effort level in to run a Sport Mod, so that's why I pulled him out and put him in the hobby. You may see a cameo of me in a Sport
You don't
Mod.
have that itch.
I don't. I don't know. I do, but I don't. I don't want the grind. I don't have the grind in me to make sure the car's ready to go each and every week.
But you
and
are grinding. You're grinding with Max. You're grinding with the darn TV. Grinding with Brock.
The darn TV grind ain't the same as
Right,
same as
the
the
race
race
car.
car grind. You don't
I
smell like antifreeze.
I can't do the grind and do the darn TV and do. I need help. That's why Max races. He works on his own car, and I help with the grind, but I'm not the grind.
Mm-hmm.
The days of racing 60, 70 nights a year for me. I'm 20 years younger than Jorn, but I feel like I don't have the energy level to go do that.
left in me. I've been saying that for a few years, but we'll see how much fun.
Well,
Adam
you're
and I
committed
have.
now. New car.
Yeah,
You got,
I'm invested. It's
you got
serious.
5 years
I cornered
at
myself.
least now.
Ooh, gentle now. I'm 60-something. 5 years at 20-something, it sounds right. 5 years at 60-something, gentle now. One at a time. So, But
Brock has the stock car and the mod, stock car and a mod. So we'll.
black and green theme.
Yep, both of them look identical. Just one's a stock car, one's a mod. Mm-hmm. Look pretty cool. I didn't get any pictures.
Brock
I guess
was getting around good in that A-Mod. He was fun to watch. So
Yep. And that's the A mod that came from Wayne Johnson to Adam Goff, now to Brock. Because Adam and Brock kind of at the end of last year made that. They didn't swap cars because the ownership stayed the same, but
A Wayne Johnson car is a good rig.
yes.
Yeah.
GRT.
Yeah, Brock has so much other things going on in life right now with a business and trying to do what he's doing. I'm giving you some insight. Do not pick him in fantasy because he is going to be a wild card.
Yeah.
Insider pick right there.
Yeah.
He
Well, yeah, no, he says he's.
You kind of know where he's at.
Yeah,
I
he's-
mean,
We're pretty close. So, yeah, he's like you say, he's got some business stuff going on, and he doesn't stop working on Saturdays and Sundays. So,
right.
got towing stuff going on, and
His
he can get more done
focus
on a
is
Sunday
Brody.
than a Monday. So,
His focus is make sure his son gets to the racetrack. Whatever Brock does is a bonus.
yeah. He's going to race, but just like he says, not full time, and probably not for the first month. His words.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You might not see him till June. And then when you do see him in June, really it could be a what is he going to show up in type scenario, because in IMCA rules, I mean, he's never bought a mod license. He raced that mod at all unsanctioned races last year.
Oh.
So he never bought a mod license, so you never know what he's going to show up in. He might show up in a sport mod, a stock car, or an A mod. You just don't know what he'll roll out. But
Yeah, once you've established some licenses, you can't get in some other classes. But when you've done nothing, the world is at your
right.
feet.
And he hasn't purchased a license yet, so he hasn't cornered
So
himself.
he could
in
be
that
a
box.
hobby, a sport. He can be anything right now.
How
If
old's
he
Jo-
was,
Sorry, just still thinking about your 5-year plan.
oh,
Oh, he's still on the 5-year
Oh,
plan.
man.
How old's Johnny Corral?
well, yeah, well, Johnny C's older, but God, what is he? I'm 61.
Didn't he just get a new
I
car?
don't-
Somebody said
I
he just
don't
picked up
think
a new
he's
car
10
or something.
Years older than me. It wouldn't surprise me. Still a good racer for sure.
You're going to be wheeling at 70.
Well, there's guys that are for sure, but again, 1 year at a time here. My short goal is 3 years because it'd be Nodak 75th. I'd like to be racing still on the 75th.
You will be.
And again, it took me a day to put in a seat, so might take 2 days in 3 years. So, yeah, that's getting to be too much. But Johnny C, I don't know how old right off. I don't think he's 10 years older. I would say he's close to 70, 68.9.
Well, we have this cool thing called
Oh.
My Race Pass. You think
Yeah.
it's in there?
Well, I don't know. Is my birthday in there?
I don't even know if I could spell his name.
Yeah, back
right.
in the day when the Perkins ride rolled in, it was like,
Corell.
scratch that one in the pick 3.
Yeah, Johnny C. He's been very competitive forever. So, yeah, and a lot of fun off the track too.
Boy, if John Corell finds out that his age 70, it says.
Oh, okay. Well, he ain't 10. He's 9. So, yeah. Well, he clicked another decade. Yeah.
Ah, man, that's and people are different, but my dad is 70 this year. I don't see him driving a race car.
Well, yeah. Everybody ages at a different rate. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I see some people I graduated with. They're not driving race cars. So, right.
Keep racing until you're whatever. Keep the heart young.
Yeah. It'll figure itself out.
Yeah.
So,
Leo Burkhardsmeyer, he's still rolling?
he's still alive and well. He's on Facebook. Leo was a fierce competitor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big block Mopar. I mean, he had some diversity there. That was fun to sell and follow. So I think he's in Fargo now. Messing around with show cars type of deal.
Oh.
So, you know,
See, I've always wondered because
he was a fierce competitor.
Leo's transmission is still in Bismarck.
I don't think he has any connection with that.
He probably
anymore.
doesn't, huh?
So a little bit of that is guessing, but like I say, I believe he's in Fargo. So
Yeah, I don't know where he would be.
So
I just remember the flying 8-ball.
Yep.
Miss them days. I posted a lot of that stuff on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel. So I got a YouTube too, but
Yeah. Look at what you don't learn here. Slade's got one. You got one.
I posted a bunch of races from the from the 90s on there, 80s and 90s.
You have a YouTube channel.
Well, I mean, everybody nowadays has a YouTube channel. I've seen your workout videos.
True. I get
Not me.
I get aggressive.
I see you in the freezer. You got your camera up there, and you're picking up the lettuce, and you're picking up the
Really?
A lot of likes.
Yeah,
Get
a lot of
a lot of
likes.
likes.
God, I'm living under a rock.
He's joking.
I don't.
He's joking.
Pumping lettuce. Got it.
I had a driver one of my truck drivers that had a workout channel on YouTube, and he used to send us all links. Check out this workout, and we're all it was fun.
Oh man, I'd hate to get. I'd be way too easy at targets. Not me.
I don't do anything on my YouTube channel. I post videos or post races. If you go there, whatever, it's all the stuff from my mom who used to video us. My wife used to video Brock and I from 09, 08, 11, 12 in that time frame.
Mindy had got me some stuff. I think she got with you
Yep.
on that and for Christmas. So
Yep.
some stuff from 1994. That was 30 years ago. 30. So that was fun to visit
Then
during
this-
Christmas. So
Then this winter, I found a whole bunch of VHS and DVD. I put it away now, but it's a time-consuming process. But you put the VHS tape in, and you got to hit play, and then you hit record on the computer, and you just let it record till it's all done, and then you take the digital file and you load it up on YouTube. And like I said, it's time-consuming because you have to watch the whole thing. There's no you can't fast forward because you're literally recording what it's putting out. So.
Well,
I have about 150 VHS tapes that go back to the 80s from my mom and different people that have donated them, and I think I did 2.
148 to go. Yeah.
But if you don't do it, that VH test, they lose a little quality over the
And you
time.
can tell a lot of them have lost a little quality because they're not as clear. Or they got the squiggly lines in there.
Yeah.
The fact that I
Yeah.
found the old VCR
Yeah, that's the thing. You might have the tape, but who's got the player anymore?
I have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Ooh. Hopefully don't eat the tape.
Yeah, but there's a whole conversion process because it comes out in the RCA's, the red, yellow, white. the little connectors, you plugged into the back of the TV at that time.
Yeah.
So I got to come out red, yellow, white. Then it goes into an adapter that takes that to HDMI. Then it goes into this same adapter I got right here that goes HDMI into the computer. It's quite the process.
You lost me at the red and whites. No, pretty
Doing
cool.
doing what I can.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah. It's fun to go back and watch. I can remember being there.
Karen said that would be an excellent advertising campaign for Marketplace Foods business of Craig pumping heads of lettuce.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pumping lettuce.
I see. The YouTube channel writes itself.
Yeah.
TikTok and YouTube. I see you going for it
Gotta
right
have
now.
a sweat headband on when you do it.
Yep.
It look great.
I tried to get into Snapchat. I got an invite from one of my relatives, and so I signed up for Snapchat. And speaking of work, my office manager, I signed up for Snapchat. That's all I did. And she comes to me and says, my daughter in Grand Forks at college got an invite from you to join your Snapchat page. How would she have got an invite from me?
Well, it goes through your contacts.
And that was creepy. So I said, delete.
If you click yes on that part where it says, do you want access to your contacts, it'll go through your contacts, and whatever phone numbers are tied to another Snapchat, it sends out a, hey, Craig's here on Snapchat.
That was weird.
I can't believe I didn't get it. Now I'm depressed.
Yeah, I didn't get it. You feel like a creeper.
Agreed. She's a freshman in college.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it. Snapchat ate me up. I couldn't take it.
I do very minimal on Snapchat. I'm more of a watcher than a poster. But
Yeah, same.
I'll be looking for that YouTube. And check out Sladen's YouTube.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
on it.
Sladen, send me a little thingy I can just go to. I don't have to type anything in. All right.
We'll have it shortly hereafter. Because I want to watch him clean. What do you say? Cleaning the car?
Carburetor.
He
on a Slinger.
he does that, and the old Amod, he tears it completely. Well, here's what's cool.
Stephen gave him credit for that at the banquet.
It's daylight when he starts. When he's done, it ain't. And you can see, I think it's Steven, drive in with the combine, and that's got to be pretty cool. Oh, look at the hot rods getting all cleaned up.
Yeah.
It-
You give him full
dead
credit
dark.
at the banquet, so
Yeah.
the YouTube backs it up, huh? Speaking of daylight,
We lost it.
We burned it.
We
I think
burned
the
it.
street lights are on now, so
Well, so next week, we'll talk about it again. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m., we're going to do the fantasy draft.
And so if Jordan Smalls and I take a peek at that page, we can see any comments that are
Yeah,
being put
they're
in.
supposed to. They can comment on here.
Caden
Yeah.
Appeld, what's he got going?
didn't
He
see him
wasn't
at
at
the car show.
Well, he himself was at the car show.
I
His
didn't
car
see.
was not. I didn't know. Somebody said he wasn't at practice.
I did not see him at practice. He was not. Yeah. What is Caden up to? I don't know.
That's a big. That's a big
Ah,
one because
that
he
was
would be one
quiet.
of your favorites in the
Yeah.
hobby deal.
That was quiet. I don't know what's going on there. Great question.
Because if you do draft him, then you reach out to him and say, don't roll it on the first night. Let's not roll it on the first night.
As
Well,
much as you want to win a
right.
championship, Caden,
Yeah.
it's more important that I win the fantasy.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Let's work towards the big goals.
Yep.
Let yours fall in place as they will. Got it.
The trophy that I get.
I'll say it different, but you know what I mean because I just told you.
Exactly.
Mad Mike, is he still swinging for the
I was
The
thinking
bleachers?
about Mike here a little bit because it's time, and he typically gets his car done around the first of the year because he's busy in the spring with grain and stuff like that. But I have heard nothing, so need to reach out to Mike.
Bo said Caden had a baby yesterday. Congrats.
Yes.
Congrats,
Oh, my.
Caden.
Oh my, the family growed?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations for sure. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, are race cars still in the family?
So that's a birthday that you're always going to remember. It's tax day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh, no. Yeah, tax day.
Them aren't getting any easier the older I get.
Yeah.
Okay. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Hopefully we're on time when I start.
Yeah, we were close. Intentions were good.
I don't know.
I was 7:12.
I was going to try to sit in order of our draft, but I don't know how I'm going to do that because I'd have to be over there, I guess. But we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Might have to draw it on a piece of paper.
Well, I should build a graphic. That's way too much show prep.
That's
if
what I was going
build
to
a
say.
graphic.
Do you have pictures of all the contestants? So when they're picked, and maybe even have like video footage of them driving. I know.
I don't know how much you think I get paid to do this.
I'm just thinking the NFL draft. We got competition there with the NFL.
You have a vivid imagination. That's nice.
I like your thoughts.
Could we at least get the number to flash?
Yeah.
Well,
cheat sheets are in.
Oh, there you go.
Hold 'em
Maybe
close.
we
Hold 'em
write it up
close.
and we hold it up.
I'll try to come up with something that we can put on the screen that we have like our names and who we've picked so far. I'll try to come up with something. That's going to take up the whole screen because I still want people to see our faces. So maybe I have to do one at the top and one at the bottom. and then we're just right in the middle.
I think someone just chimed in. We don't need to see you guys.
No, Jesse Long said good to see Craig back. A lot of people are excited to see you.
Corner for Craig. I like it.
You didn't bring a bunch of notes on your phone tonight.
Well, I got what am I? What? There hasn't been nothing. I came here. I'm like, what are we going to talk about? You know, because we haven't.
Oh,
watched
don't
this
worry.
game.
We wasted 2 hours of everybody's night.
Only 2 so far. The wind down might take a half.
You probably watched the episode, but Jordan and I go to the officials meeting, and Joanne Dieterle
yeah, from Jamestown.
we make a comment. Somebody makes a comment. Well, Jordan and Brandon have a podcast, and she goes, "What? How do I watch this podcast? Or what is this podcast about?" Well, Joanne, it's literally about nothing, and it's going to waste 2 to 4 hours of your life. Well, how do I find this podcast?
Joanne, if you're on, hi.
Hopefully she figured out a way to tune in. We explained it's Dirt Weekly on Facebook. Wednesday. Sometimes
right,
it's
yeah.
Wednesday nights at 7. Sometimes it's a random night.
Yeah.
And
Pop a Friday off every now and then just to keep you guessing. No kidding.
well,
Okay.
that'll be it, though.
Happy Easter.
Yep.
Don't overdo it. Seat might not fit.
Next
days.
Wednesday.
10 days to showtime. Yep. Next
Yeah.
Wednesday, we're going to do our fantasy.
You got a commitment from Smalls?
He said he's going to be here next week.
Karen Pfeiffer is on call in case he doesn't show.
What about Pictionary to show who each has selected?
Who's that from?
Karen.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Can you help me find the pictures and cut them out, and then we'll...
yeah, put them on a stick like we're at the basketball game. That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah. What we need is who's going to be here full time. And I appreciate, Travis, I appreciate your answer. You're going to miss a couple.
Marcus,
that doesn't take you out.
He'll be here every week.
Yeah. Now I'm going to say yes. Well, that's all I'm giving you.
You're going to have to dig deep in the old thought banks.
Yeah. 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 And then you got to wonder who Smallsy's going to black flag. So you got to pick your.
Oh, there was a possum deal in there. Remember, this next text was the possum thing.
Oh yeah, what was the deal there?
What was that one?
Because Smallsy made a possum entrance now, so you get to the infield easier.
Oh,
I did eyeball that while I was out there cruising around.
So anyone DQ'd for playing possum will receive the points they had at the time of the caution, if their car is yellow with a number 12.
Are you in on that deal? He got hooked for a possum call last year. What hot sauce had? He had a flat tire.
Yeah. Isaac had a flat tire, stopped on the track
On
to
the back
cause a
straightaway
yellow.
down against the concrete. Yellow comes out. He starts it up. He gets cued for playing possum.
That's a rough call.
Yeah.
Everyone does that.
Well, yeah. Well, it is. It is. So not getting into the fine details, but nonetheless, it's a point of topic
It was
at all
Smalls'
times.
driver. Smalls picked hot sauce. as
Yeah.
a fantasy driver. So he
So-
black flagged his
See,
own
look
driver.
at all the drama lines.
Yeah, right.
Do you think that went through Smalls' line? I can't black flag him.
You're going
It's
to
gonna affect my points.
You're going to have this conversation at work on a daily basis.
People
can't
will
wait.
talk to you about this at work.
They're going to run you down.
Well, there are some that avoid me, Chad Strachan, because he knows that if he comes in, it's a half-hour conversation.
Yeah, right.
And I kind of feel guilty. Like, how long can I go before I bring up racing? Do I jump
3
right
seconds,
into it?
8 seconds, 9 seconds.
I'm here to buy eggs for Trish.
Yeah.
How's the race car?
Get a motor yet? Yeah. Speaking of motors, I still have a couple of short blocks available. Everybody got through practice, looked like pretty good, but nonetheless, a couple of doubleheaders.
Somebody expired one. I can't remember who told me
Yeah, it was
that.
down in
Somebody-
Bismarck.
Oh, was it?
But yeah, so, any rate, that may be important.
I thought maybe I had the
Short blocks
the
together.
fantasy standings from last year. What did I do with them?
You know, we should have that available just to reminisce the.
Are we going to? Well, obviously we'll have to have our phones charged so we can look at
so
the
Jeff
race
Barta,
pass.
Smalls didn't black flag him. My apologies. I didn't say it correctly. The race director and the flag man black flagged him.
But the president could have vetoed him.
Well,
he could have. No,
I don't know.
like that call.
I don't know if the president was involved in it or not, but it was Smalls got the blame because he is the president. But the best part is I wrote the rule.
He wore it well, so he seemed guilty. Smallsy. Yeah. Yeah. Last year's picks.
Well, let's just.
So what we were doing last year, because we were so unprepared, is we were going through
it
my
was
race
literally-
result.
You didn't
points.
even get a chance to study. Like
Yeah.
we showed up to the set. Like you're getting a week.
Mm-hmm.
You got the
Yeah.
rules. You're getting a week.
This has been a 2-week prep deal now on this thing.
Yeah, we didn't. We
I'm
didn't
getting
even,
stage fright.
Robbie
You could get-
Roselli, see, he can be flighty sometimes and not show up.
You never know. Good point.
I see him
At
on.
practice day, wasn't all lettered up. I'm a little nervous because usually Robbie's, done up to a T. So
And Robbie was your only chick that kind of got out of the.
yeah, I got out of my box. Yeah, right. What did he do again? I can't remember what he did.
Wrecked a car.
Wrecked a car.
Keenan Glosser's a big one. Is he coming down?
Is he full time?
I need to know that.
Right. I was doing the same thing in my mind when we talked about Keenan. God dang, was he here full time last year? I need to look up last year's results, see if he was.
What are those Turnbulls doing
Well,
in honor of 10 days away?
yeah, right. They should be signing up. Oh, we got dark there. What'd you do? You froze us.
No, I didn't. We're good.
No, look
We're
at
good.
there.
We're good.
No.
I might
So-
have froze it on their end too, but it only lasted a second.
So, yes, those are great questions.
Yeah.
That's the chess game we're going to play in a week. We will be done in a week.
What did I do here? How the heck
What do you
did
got
that
going on
happen?
down below there?
Dalton Flory. What's he doing? He was coming of
Yeah.
age in that A-Mod.
Yeah, well, he's investing in another one, so.
I'm predicting a clash of elites between him and Travis soon. That's going to be an
Maybe.
epic battle.
Do we know where Travis is up to?
I think Trav may miss a night or two because he's going to have a kid as well.
Yeah, that's right. They got a daughter coming. Right. Soon.
So this is everything you have to think about and talk about. There's way more.
Yeah. We got some speedsters, but not necessarily good on attendance.
Gabe Deshaw, single. It's a big factor. It's a big factor.
You're going to call everybody, what's your marital status?
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Does she like racing? Be clear. Well, she don't like double headers. We got 2.
Bo, keep the ladies away.
Smalls just commented, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this year. I'm going to get that Burger King crown.
Well, there wasn't a Burger King crown last year, although that was promised. He's not wrong. We never made that, so. Oh, landlord's here on the phone.
Whoa.
Kind of dark for him. What's he been doing?
I don't know what we got going on. I got
70-year-old on loose.
We got a freeze up situation.
Yeah.
Computer just went psycho. There we go.
Oh.
We're back.
Ah.
I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. We're going to exit out because my computer, I just tried
Things
to
are
do
getting
something
weird?
and it
All
got
right,
weird.
kids.
So Next week.
Next Wednesday. Have
We
fun
will.
with the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, don't eat too much. Make sure your seat fits. Feet sits.
Yeah. It all feels the same when you're squeezing in.
See everybody next week.
Groovy. All right.
See you later.